Hello, guys, gals, and non binary pals, and welcome to the Fae Realm. We are back with the penultimate episode of this season of Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog. Sam, over to you, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna bring it down into this thing for a second, but before we do, I wanted to say something that I don't think I've said enough, which is, hi, I'm Sam. I'm a professional DM. You can hire me to run games for you. If that's a thing that you, not you in this column of Zoom, but you who are watching this on Twitch and YouTube later, I guess, if that's a thing you want to do, I'm gonna put where you can do that. I'm not actually in Twitch, so I'm gonna put it in the Zoom chat, and then one of the Zoom chat people is gonna put it in the Twitch chat, and then you'll have access to that thing. Um, I do birthdays. I have done bachelor parties. I would love to do a bar mitzvah. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm excited for that moment. I have run games for people as young as 6 years old and as old as 66 years old. So anywhere in that frame, roughly. And if you're older, we'll talk. Um, if you're older, are you watching Twitch? Maybe you are. I don't know. Actually, that's super cool.
Yes,
If you
actually,
are, you're better at technology than I am.
yes, actually, Duke Fleeg is older than 66.
Yo, Duke Fleeg, congratulations on being better at technology than I am. Anywho, just wanted to plug myself. Now that that's done, we're gonna bring it in for a recap. I'm gonna make the music a little bit darker, and then, hey, Alondra, why do you want to tell us what's going on?
Um, I don't know when this takes place exactly. Everybody else has a good sense of whether it's the present or the future. But Vale doesn't really keep time in that way. It's the middle of the night though, and it is one of those parts of downtown where the shells of long abandoned unrepairable drive-ons and tents made out of space blankets pepper the abandoned undersides of overpasses and make a perfect hiding place for a somewhat worse for the wear Winnebago. Vale scuttles through the dark like those critters that get in your dumpster that should be more afraid of people but aren't. You start to see maybe where their avatar came from, and they crawl into the back of Ackroyd and make their way into the back, what would have been the bedroom, and is currently a nest of technical detritus, old clothes, possibly paperwork, chip wrappers. They rummage around under the pillows and pull out a scrap deck, not their normal one though, a much older model. Looks like it's been kind of cobbled and repaired together. The secret scrap deck, if you will. And navigate through a series of folders labeled taxes 2060 to 2064. Then I obviously don't pay taxes. Then this is porn. Then no, really, it's freaky porn. And finally, one that's just the initials ME. Inside this folder are a bunch of audio files and some sort of recording software. Vale sits on the bed, hits record. I never got the whole idea of playing God. It doesn't make sense to me. Because here's the thing. Whichever version of God you think exists, it doesn't work. If your version of God is hands-on creation and manipulating everyone, then you can't be playing God because you're God's plaything and everything you do is pre-designed and there is no free will and everything's planned ahead, and so God is making you do it. And then if you believe that God set things in motion and then booted us out into the universe to watch from afar, you're also not playing God, because the very fact that you're trying to do something means you're doing more than God did or does or will do. I think God is just a scapegoat for hubris. And hubris is very, very human at its core. Hubris is why we get, you're so busy trying to discover if you could that you didn't stop to think if you should. And hubris is why the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And even though that should mean that some corpo forgoes his Christmas bonus so that a bunch of orphan kids can get fed, what it actually means is an excuse for a fuckhead like a Cossadine to kidnap orphans and experiment on them in the name of scientific advancement. It's hubris, which is humanness. Hubris was never my problem with humanness, it's usefulness. Humans can't decide if what matters is how useful you are, or if it's the very fact that you are a human in the first place. Like those kids. Icossadine fucked up those kids for years to try to make them into something useful, and it didn't work. But then something in some fucked up grad student made her realize that even though the kids weren't useful anymore, they didn't succeed in the experiment. They were kids, and she had to take care of them because she's human, and so are they, to some degree of whatever we're defining human as. It's why we didn't shoot them even though we were being attacked. It's why we mostly don't shoot or stab anybody unless we have to defend ourselves, because some part of all of us recognizes that it's not an okay thing for a human to do that to another human. But are we even humans anymore? GlitchAngle has a bloodstream full of probably self-replicating nanobots. Laura has a fucking badass sword arm fused to her shoulder. My brain is now held together by a bunch of cybernetic junk to keep my synapses firing in the correct order. And every single one of us has too many fucking feelings, and they just keep getting in the way. Not a single one of us uses the name of whatever passes for a birth certificate we once had. I think there are 2 people left alive who even know what mine was, and they both know better than to use it. It's kind of ironic, really. I went back and reviewed the logs of everything that happened while my body was non-functional, and I realized that that subroutine program that I wrote to try to replicate my own brain patterns into an AI did a better job of reaching the collectively defined definition of humanness than I have in a decade. Because I forgot to give the computer the appropriate choice matrix to remind them there's no coming back once you've jumped off the cliff. Everybody's teetering on the edge, but nobody's been willing to take the plunge yet. Laura got the closest, but with Kieran back in the picture and decisions about him needing to be made and secrets to unravel, she took a step back. 'Cause feelings. Everyone is angry, devastated, righteous, curious, and everyone is striving for these connections in this weird, fucked up whatever we're doing. Who's to say the feelings aren't the hubris? Abe was at the edge, too. And I think he still is. And I could probably push him over. Pull him down here with me. Is that playing God? He and I are a lot more alike than I realized. We both understand where the real liability is. Although Eve would point out that emotions and bonds and love don't have to be liability. They can be the thing that carries you forward and the thing that makes it all worth hanging on for, and she's right! She's always right! I gotta say, I haven't been this sober in a decade, and if you're gonna detox cold turkey off a lot of hard drugs, doing it in a coma is the way to go, I guess. But we have work to do. And I know they would all say that they saved me because they care about me, and that's true. But deep down, in the dark, fucked up parts of everyone's heart that they don't want to acknowledge out loud, they saved me because they need what I can do. Because I'm useful. And I don't mind that, because what I do is who I am now. Anything else there was before is in a plastic bag in a cardboard box on my mom's mantle. They risked their lives to save me, and they shouldn't have. So now we're going to make it worth it. And Vale reaches under the pillow and pulls out a tin, flips it open, shakes a handful of pills into their hand, looks at it, takes 2 out, puts them back. Sorry, Eve. And swallows them.
Alondra's a writer, y'all. The past is a jungle, mysterious, overgrown, filled with the ruins forgotten to time, and yet it is only within the context of that past, of the events that have gone before, of the sins of our fathers, that we can understand the present and claw our way towards a brighter future. And so the road forward leads backward, towards home, towards family. In 6 days' time, the Van Ness estate will celebrate Doolittle Day. Answers will commingle with possibilities. Hope will cohabitate with danger. What I want to know is what all y'all are hoping to accomplish there, and what preparations you want to take in the time between now and D-Day. The floor is to you all.
I just have to know, did you call it Doolittle Day so you can call it D-Day?
No, 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 that came to me as I was saying it.
Amazing.
But yeah, I'm going to assume, unless otherwise stated, that you are spending most of your time in the hideout or in the environs nearby. I want to know preparations. You've got Bug at your disposal if you need information from the inside. Uh, but what's the play, y'all?
I think we need outfits for sure.
We have to do the fit check. That is a requirement.
But aside from that fun part, I I actually Eve wants to find someone from the list that is going to the party. Um, does she recognize any of those names as clients of other people, clients of herself? Anybody who frequents any of the clubs that Eve frequents. She's trying to find someone who she can attach to reasonably, and kind of spread out uh our net wide while we're there.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love for you to roll me a connections and intelligence, let's say, to kind of get the lay of the land when it comes to that group of people.
Okay. So that's gonna be I think it's just a +1, but I want to check. Yeah, it's a
Sounds right.
+1. Yeah. 12.
So we'll start off with a 12 on the roll. You are able to recognize quite a number of those names. Of course, you would recognize them. They are among the wealthiest, most well-positioned individuals and families in the free state of Silicon. Um, the one that stands out, honestly, is Nguyen, right? Like he was never of that same echelon of wealth and power, privilege as the rest of them. A couple of them stand out as prospects, people who it's not necessarily that they go to the clubs. They would go to they're a higher degree of clientele than that, right?
Mm-hmm,
Like they're
mm-hmm.
people who would bring people into their households. But a couple of them are, let's say, more single than others. You know that this is the sort of party where the last names that you're seeing on that list, and hopefully you can all find that list again, right? Like it's in Roll20 in the
I've
journal
I've
tab.
I've pulled it up and I have it visible to the stream as
Beautiful thing.
well.
Excellent. Right, so like most of those last names are like not just a person, but like a family, hangers on, +1s, attendants, right? Like every one of those names could be like a half dozen or more people coming to the party. Two of them are not. One of them is Akatov near the top. That would be Fyodor Akatov. Um, you recognize that name as the president of the Lombard Benevolent Association, which is sort of crime, semi-crime. It's sort of organized crime. It's right on the border between organized crime and just organized people in Vanstown. Um, but he's single, and you know that he has a, let's say, rotating cast of people who come through his doors. People
Mm-hmm.
like you.
Okay.
The second one is a little bit more aloof. Juarez on the list, Sinea Juarez. She is the heir of a family, the Juarez family. Recently, the last heir. Recently, the last member of the family. The rest of the family has died. So she has come into a lot of money very suddenly. You think that her family has a minority share of a significant minority share of CG&E, the power company, the utilities company, but she's single. She's like 20. Your impression of her is that she's pretty aloof and alone in the world. You don't know that she uh makes the sort of personal connection that you would be wanting to make.
Mhm.
But you don't know that she doesn't either. All that you know is that she's mostly distanced from the world. I will put those names and those descriptions in the Zoom chat.
Okay.
Bing, bang. Uh,
Thank you.
while you're considering those things, what's the plan for the rest of you getting in? What's the plan for getting into this party anyway?
We had been told, from what I recall, when Bug provided the guest list, that if we provided him with names, he'd be able to get them onto the list.
That's true. I assume not your actual names. This is me kind of looking towards Laura and being like, are you going to make an identity?
100%.
You can come on the list as individual names if you want to, or you could all come on as like the attendants of Lore's person, essentially. It's kind of up to you how you want to play it.
I don't think it's a bad idea for us to be as attendants to whoever Lore decides to show up as.
Yeah, I think that that's a good idea, because most of us cannot make identities that will stand overall scrutiny, and also
Sure.
Glitch is very much like, I do not wish to be perceived until I'm ready to be.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, so I think Laura's spending a lot of this time building an identity, and she's doing it herself. Not going to her old lady unless she needs, like, clothing of some kind. Sam, we will bring her back, I promise.
It's like I
This
prepared
has
the voice and everything.
She's
No,
very
you're
much
good.
in the running for our favorite NPC.
Yes. And I'll need to get outfits anyway, and she would be the best person for Lore to roll up and be like, I need this kind of outfit for this amount of people, so
Absolutely, but you do fundamentally have the power to do this yourself, right? You can
yeah.
nudge the data in the databases, you can make the acting choices, you can make the costume choices to reinvent yourself, and also create the rest of the party as hangers-on, however you'd like that to be. I can ask you now who that person is if you're ready, and if you're not, I can turn the camera away and ask you in a bit.
I am ready. I've been thinking about this for a week now. Actually sat down and thought about it. Uh Lorelai is going to make an identity of somebody coming from the east. He is a war profiteer that has
Uh-huh.
come to the city to spend money in any way that he finds interesting. His name is August Mayweather.
Uh-huh.
And he's just a guy.
Just your run-of-the-mill average war
War
profiteer.
profiteer, yes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Um, so would the rest of the party then be like business associates, accountants, servants, family? Like what's
Um,
the
Dibs on
yeah,
bodyguard.
correct.
for sure.
Same brain. That is what we were doing. Uh, yeah, so I think Lore would go, here's kind of my plan. Would you be my bodyguard in this situation? Uh, she will go to Eve, but you might be hooking your wagon to somebody else, right?
I think I think it I can't create a rock solid.
Sure.
I already have uh an identity that I can fill that fits quite nicely in this world, and I think
Sure.
it might be best to spread ourselves a little wide so in case something happens to one of us, maybe another person has a foothold.
Sure. Sure. Love that idea. Looking at Glitch. How do you want to be associated?
I mean, there's a few options, right? Um, hmm. I could go in with you as an associate or whatever. I have played that role well enough in the past. I also know the grounds in the estate quite well and know where the uniforms come from. Wouldn't be impossible to get a hold of one and come in the back door. There's always extra help hired for this.
Could you get two? And then you and Eve could do... Not Eve, sorry. You and Vale could sneak through to get what you needed.
Possibly. It wouldn't be hard to obtain more than one uniform, and honestly, having one for everyone as a backup plan is not a bad idea, frankly.
Sure.
So, yeah. If you want me to come in with you, I will. I know the house very well.
I think it would be easier to hide who you and Vale are as, like, people to work the party.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep, like, hats pulled down and all of that jazz.
I'm also reasonably decent at makeup, so I can probably contouring as witchcraft, make myself look different enough.
Yeah. But if you are worried about somebody getting up close and seeing who you are.
Well, that's the nice thing about a waiter uniform at these parties. They render you effectively invisible.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
So
what I'm hearing is 2 waiter uniforms, potentially for Glitch and for Vale. 2 people coming in through the front door, Lore, by which I mean to say Augustus Mayweather. And
August.
Abe.
Sorry.
August. I will cross out
Yes.
the us. August Mayweather. Abe, I know that you love code names. Are you going to be creating one for your bodyguard?
Yes. And his name's going to be Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner. It's Kevin's all the way down.
truly.
And Eve, you've gained some information. How are you following up on that information?
I want to call Lilith and ask her about Fyodor. Can you say his last name again?
Akatov.
Akatov. And just see if she's been in the business longer than I have. I want to see what she knows about him.
He's dangerous. Is the answer you're getting, connected as you are over the future version of a phone, connected through the nets. She says to you, her face coming in through the flickering screen, she'll say, he's the sort of man who there are whispers about. The girls and boys who go out to him, you tell them to come prepared, to come with escape plans, to come with weapons if possible. He's that sort of man.
I
The
figured.
public face and the private face do not match up.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have anything on Sanea Juarez?
I'm gonna roll dice about it. I'm gonna try to roll dice about it. There we go. A cipher. A mystery. Her family was known to us. She had brothers, parents. They're all gone now. Not suddenly, but in measured increments over the course of the last couple of years. She'll shrug. Nothing that I would poke my nose in. We lost some customers that way. Could be a coincidence. But she's been keeping a low profile.
The wild card or the known difficult client? It's a tough choice. Thank you, dear.
She'll say, if you need anything, you know how to call me.
I do. Okay, is Vale around, or is Vale staying in Ackroyd, keeping away from the safe house?
I think Vale is in and out, putting in enough appearance at the safe house that people don't come looking or come fretting, but but also telling them like they're working on stuff in Ackroyd and they'll be back and forth. So
Okay. I don't want to cold call. That feels weird. I'm wondering if I can kind of I don't know, my thought is either work the network that Eve has of fellow sex workers and escorts and kind of see if there's an in towards Sinea. Fyodor doesn't sound like somebody that I could reasonably like leave alone at a party, so I'm going to try and wind my way towards Miss Juarez.
Yeah, allowing that 12 to keep carrying forward. I think you could slowly make your way closer. The problem from Sinea's point of view is this. Going to a party alone is terribly gauche. Uh, to just show up at a party solo means that there is something wrong with you within the high society circles of the Van Ness family. So she has a problem, and you could represent a solution to that problem. Um, I don't know.
I don't want to just
Yeah,
like show up wherever she lives. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I want to try to figure out, is there a place that she frequents? Doesn't have to be a club, but like, is there a place where I could arrange a natural sort of meeting and propose this idea?
Yeah. I think so. So, like, there are places where people in this group rarely go to. Places up into the fog of San Francisco, the higher floors of the buildings. Clubs, meeting places, we call them lounges, maybe. To enter them from below is hard. Usually, private helicopters drop off the wealthy in these clubs, in these lounges. And I think it's one of these places. It's the sort of entertainment uh, that has been restricted so that the poor don't really get to experience it anymore. It's almost illegal if there were laws, certainly looked down upon. Um, you find out that Sinea is going to be attending a live performance, a show. These are usually put on for like very, very small groups of very, very wealthy people. Not a thing that like the plebs are allowed to see. Hugely expensive. Um, Modified, of course. Like everyone's wearing a VR helmet. Most people are like doing business deals on the side while they're watching. But that's sort of the vibe of this place. And you know that Snea is going to be at one of those in a couple of nights' time.
What do I want to do? I want to. How long has it been since I used my face skill?
Ooh, it's been more than a week.
Okay, great, cool. I am going to get in touch with uh I'm gonna use my I know a guy skill and get in touch with a guy, whoever the guy is, that can get me a ticket to this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So you burn the face skill. I think this is just a matter of like the Venn diagram overlap between performers in this show and sex workers in your circle is not insignificant.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's maybe some like slight room on the edges. So you are able to get well, a comp ticket, an unheard of concept in
Oh
this
my
benighted age,
goodness.
but you are able to get such a thing once a week, apparently, using your skill. And rise up the elevators. You have to get off of an elevator and onto another elevator to make it up to the floor of where this performance is happening. But you are able to get to that place. This calls for lighter music. This is celebratory. Let's put on this music. Yeah, it's like this. Is it like this? The well-to-do are around you, mostly ignoring this play, being there to be seen. wearing the finest of fashions, glowing clothes, eyes, cyber faces. You see off to the side, a little bit more demure than the others, Sineo Juarez. Actually paying more attention to the show than many of the people around her, but looking bored, you would say.
What is the show about?
These poor players, these miserable fuckers, have decided in the 2070s to put on the Tempest.
Oh God. Oh, and no one's paying attention.
No one's paying any sort of attention. Except perhaps Sinea Juarez.
I am gonna work my way toward her and sit down next to her without saying anything and just continue to watch.
She's young. That's the main impression you get sitting down next to her. She is, in the same age bracket as Glitch, maybe. Certainly wealthy. She smells rich. She's got the perfume of the wealthy. It's strange how close attention she's paying to this play, all things being considered. She's loaded with cyber, mostly cosmetic. She'll turn, sort of glance over at you and say, "These are hard to see live."
Yes, it's been quite a while.
Do I know you? Are you someone who I'm supposed to know?
Supposed to. Interesting word. No, you don't know me.
That's relieving.
You
she'll
could know
kinda-
me.
That will draw her attention back away from the play again. She'll say, "Should I know you?"
Do you always do what you should?
No, rarely, actually.
Eve is not looking at her. Eve is looking at the play.
You feel her eyes boring into the side of your face,
Mm-hmm.
drinking you up, let's say. She'll say, "Well, either you're a spy, or a business agent, or an assassin, or something else."
What do you think of the play?
Liked it better when I read it and was picturing it in my head. Don't you find that things are always better in your imagination than in reality?
That's a tough one. No. I much prefer reality. It's much more unexpected, less controlled, more wild.
Your reality must be very different from mine. I would use none of those words to describe the reality that I live in.
You could always try it.
She'll look back to the play. She'll say, "I know how this ends. I don't know how this ends."
Isn't that exciting?
And she'll put down the digital program tablet thing that was given to her. And she'll stand up and she'll walk out. And she'll throw one glance over her shoulder as she walks out.
I'll sit for a moment. See my friend on stage that comped me the ticket.
Sweating.
Just give a light golf clap and then stand up and follow her out.
From your perspective on the play, you didn't have the VR goggles. There was no artifice. It was just people standing on a stage. You have no notion of what the rich, the wealthy were seeing or ignoring. But you stand up, you walk out, and somewhere outside of this building, somewhere in the preserves of the rich, you have an experience that's maybe a little bit more real than the experience that was being offered here. And I think you've earned yourself a ticket to the party.
Fuck
Uh,
yeah.
is there anything else you'd like to set up now? And we can always do flashbacks later on if you need to.
I think just the expectation that whatever this isn't it isn't I want to set the expectation that this is exploratory. We are going to a thing together and we are free to move about as we wish. There's no like attachment. It's about being unpredictable. It's about doing something unexpected.
Yeah, you get the sense that she's excited that you're there because you are unexpected as far as what people think about her.
Mm,
And as long as she gets to like be seen with you and confuse people like on the way in and maybe occasionally, you can do whatever you want there.
amazing. I love that. Thank you.
Cool. We have one more person has found a way into the place. Um, any other preparation scenes? You've got a week, the days tick past. Vale, you have had the week of bed rest. You've needed to no longer be frail. So you are healing hit points at the normal rate. Abe, I think you've got shot. You are healing hit points at the normal rate. That's your level per day. You have 6 days. I think everyone's going to be at full hit points for this thing as you patch yourselves up and whatnot. Any other things you want to set up before I'll have Bug make a call?
I have a question surrounding the limitations of my technology that is going to determine what I'm doing over these 6 days.
Lovely.
Vale would like to not have to go in if Vale does not have to because of the high risk of being recognized. More than anything else. If I were to hand off like some of my tech, like some of my deck, something, basically, would I be able to hand off any of my tech to Glitch to do like a dead drop or a handoff with Bug so that he could basically like plug in the piggyback somewhere in the house or whatever in such a way that I could, I don't know, steal a drive on, park it outside, and be operating from inside the getaway car, but like remoting in or plug in my drive on to charge at the charge port, which is actually giving me a chance to jack into something. Like I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
figure out that sort of framing, and if that's something that I could just do myself in the moment. Maybe
It's
our rich warmonger friend has a very nice car that needs to get parked in a garage. I don't know. Or if I need to try to arrange to like ask Bug for some assistance with like planting a
it's
piggybacker.
it's a yes but situation. So
Sure.
here's the deal. You can hack virtually or to a small degree of distance away,
Yeah.
remotely. The distance is within visual range, roughly, of the device that you're hacking into. But because the networks are so fucked ever since, the collapse of 2030 or whatever it was, hacking remotely comes with, I think it's a -2 penalty.
Got it.
So you can do it, it's harder.
Okay.
Ideally, you can literally jack yourself into the system that you want to be operating within. Bug can tell you a certain amount of things about the systems in the household, so he can give you access points, but most of them are either in the house or in the estate just outside of the house.
Okay. I No, because the problem is I don't want to. I don't want to hack at disadvantage because bypassing your parents' security system is gonna fucking suck. And I need to be in it to win it, I think. So okay, then think I think Vale spends 6 days selling an obscene amount of cocaine to some on the DL in order to afford possibly a new verb for
Nice.
the hack deck.
The look on
Don't tell me
Cal's
what it
face
is
at
till you
that.
use it.
Did you guys sell Vale's brick of cocaine?
No.
Great, then I still have that.
You go scrounging around, you find it totally untouched, and
I
you
wouldn't
begin
say
making
totally untouched.
mostly untouched.
Abe needed it. Well, anyways.
Yeah. Look me like, oh good, somebody took a bump. Good job.
A little bit of
Abe
nose
has
candy.
carved his name. Yeah, anyway.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So you're able to make some money over the course to do some programming and be able to set that up. Um, yeah, anything else before a phone call?
Uh,
Go ahead.
Glitch, give me one first. Yeah.
Glitch will spend however much time she has before she gets a phone call, basically downloading all of the information that she knows about the estate. She's hand drawing a map with all of the different floors, showing everyone where she remembers there being cameras, where she remember, like, things have obviously probably changed in the last few years, but she is giving them as much information as she has for how it was when she lived there. And she also wants to start reaching out. Well, she'll drop a line to Bug with the question, do the Rents still use the staffing company that they've always used?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be staff and there's going to be other staff because of the the party caterers, whatnot. But uh, he'll give you the names of the companies.
Okay. I will use that to unless he has a thought that he wants to continue, because that Inhale told me maybe.
No, well, here's the thing. If Laura, you want to do something different than heist planning, let's do that real quick, and then we can do the maps and whatever Bug can tell you, kind of all together as a group scene. People can ask questions as they want to. Um, but we'll group that all together. Laura, what were you wanting to do if it was other than that?
It was a little more
Okay.
background for August.
Yeah.
She is building a full background as she always does, but there are like, this is the points that he has been in the city and what he has been doing in the city, with pictures that she is just like feeding articles onto like the net so that it grabs the interest of whatever rich person might be like, oh, that person would be interesting enough to have conversations with at the party. To keep people distracted is what she's really trying to do.
Yeah. You can set up the groundwork so that everyone who's at this party is going to know who you are, why you're there, and if they have any sort of overlap with you, that will be set in motion. Absolutely.
Perfect.
You've got 6 days. That is well and enough time to make this identity diffuse amongst the people who it should be diffuse among.
One other thing that she wants to do is she is going to also burn her face to
Ouch.
have her to have a retired private investigator look into the names that Abe gave her as something that she promised him she would do and then hasn't had a chance to do yet. So,
Yeah. I will set that in motion in the background as the last private investigator, the last private eye in the Silicon Empire begins this case. Um, and then I think you have Bug on the phone. You're gathered around the table, and you've got your hand-drawn map of your childhood home sort of splayed out in front of everyone. Let's put on setting up the heist music. And let's put a map on the table. This is the Van Ness family home.
Holy
4
crap.
floors.
Sam.
You can
Holy
see-
maker.
I'm going to walk you through this kind of step by step, and then I'm going to put more things on it, so stay with me. The main level, the main entrance is here. Uh, Beyond that, you've seen the exterior of this. There are steps that lead up from the gate. There's a whole, like, several, like 100 yards from the street up to the steps, wooded, manicured gardens. There's a backyard with a pool, a hot tub. But the main entry is there. You can see that from the main entry there is a staircase that leads up and down. You would know, Glitch, that the public areas of this party are going to be the main level and this sort of stage, family room, entertainment room zone of the floor below. Because it's Doolittle Day, because Doolittle Day is kind of a fucked up party, frequently the bedrooms on the first floor are set aside for guest usage as well. Yeah, Bug will say to the assembled rest of you. So I don't really know what it's like to be a real peasant, I guess, but the people here have ideas of what that is. The word that we use for what happens in those bedrooms on Doolittle Day is rutting.
Also
And
occasionally,
those are-
also occasionally nicknamed Vegas for reasons.
Yes, I don't really know what a Vegas is, but what happens in it stays there,
Not
apparently.
tonight,
so,
it doesn't.
And if it doesn't, that's why there's a clinic down the street. So those are the public access areas. You would know, Glitch, as you go up a level from there, you start getting into the more private zones, the bedrooms. Up here is Bug's room. As the heir, it's been his room as long as forever. Over to the right is the room that was your room, and down to the bottom is Mom and Dad's room. As you go up to the top level from there, you find yourself in the children's area, the game room, the hobby room, the staircase that you fell down in your memories, the sort of weird merry-go-round that you had, the VR toys, all of the normal things that normal kids have in this time and age. You asked me about cameras. You would know it is very normal for basically every room in the house to have cameras. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They're there.
Ooh.
All of the blue dots are cameras. Bug will supply. He will be talking mostly to Vale. Assuming that Vale that you're around the table for this conference.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't miss it.
So, I have been researching our cyber defenses, I suppose, or at least our systems. This has always been true. You sort of remember this too, Glitch. The security cameras are strung together like Christmas lights. Rather than them all being connected to the central hub where one person can watch, they are connected to the next camera down, which is connected to the next camera down, which means if you turn off one camera or disable one camera, you fuck up all of the rest of the ones in the line. He can tell you that. He doesn't know where the line starts or ends. But the place where all the feeds eventually go to is down here in what's labeled on the map as Mech Room. I've put a star there. You remember Glitch, and he will remind you there is a woman who's just in charge of security footage. She's been with your family for as long as you've been alive. Her name is Helena Longstrom. She sits in that room, watches the feeds. That is all that she does. Seemingly 24/7, she is there keeping an eye on every room of the house that has a camera, which is, as far as you remember, every room of the house.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put her name in the chat. Questions so far?
I wanna. I guess this would be a question for just you and Bug, huh? Okay. Do you know who, like, what company services your shit? You know, if something goes wrong. Do you have a standing contract? I know your mom.
Mom, yes.
Your mom and her fucking guard dogs were saying something about how, like, if something goes wrong, the president of the company shows up, not a peon. But I'm wondering if maybe whatever company you've got on contract is a company that my dad worked for, which might give me a back end into knowing what kind of system setup you've got.
Interesting. Sorry, Glitch, you look like you might have had an answer for that, but if you don't, I certainly do.
I don't.
Okay. You were doing like a thinking face.
Well, I was doing a where would Glitch look for that answer if she were attached into things to tell Bug where to go. But if he knows, then
I mean, a lot of it, some of it is just done like in-house. You think that Helena has some of those skills herself, but all of this tech came from somewhere. You are able to trace that back up to a subsidiary of a subsidiary of a subsidiary of Icossadine Instruments. As with all things, it's the tech. Um, as for having an in there, I mean, you do have some Icossadine shit now. So I don't know if that's directly like your father related. I think he was more of a drive-on guy, but you might have other ways to get in through that avenue.
Yeah, it was more about confirming, like, what... Because knowing it's Icossadine also tells me about how old this tech probably is, which is helpful for me knowing what I'm likely to encounter. Okay, and this lady who just watches your cameras at all times.
she's spooky. I don't know if she blinks.
Oh, she's probably got cybernetic eyes so that she doesn't have to. That's what I'd do.
She's yeah. She was one of those people where it's like, don't mess up. Helena's watching. We didn't believe in Santa. We believed in Helena.
Gross. And she doesn't, there's no secondary person. She never takes a sick day, goes on vacation, has a shift change for the wee small hours of the morning with some intern.
Not as far as I know. Not that I've ever seen.
I'm gonna ask a fucked up question that makes the most sense possible in this whole fucked up situation. Are you sure she's not a robot?
That's a great question, actually. Sam, how sure am I that she's not one of the repurposed bots that I would have remembered from my childhood?
Right, exactly so. So, like, one, this seemed very normal to you growing up. Like, of course she never leaves that room. That's her job.
Her job.
Like, it didn't strike you, and like all childhood things that seem normal, now you know a lot more things, but you've never really like thought back to that one strange thing and tried to put it together. It would be weird if they made a robot to look like a creepy old lady. That being said, it's totally not outside of the realm of possibilities, and now that you're thinking about it, that makes a lot more sense than just a lady who lives in your basement and doesn't move. So, yeah, super possible.
I mean, I don't think that's as fucked up as you think it is. Although, if that's the case, I'm just going to leave that thought dangling on the corner over there because I don't want to know why there was an old lady sex bot.
Look, some people are into things, right? Don't worry about it.
I guess.
Abe just clears his throat.
Some older people want age-appropriate sex bots. This is actually very wholesome.
Banana.
So, yes, you know those things. He will say, there are obviously other, systems in the house, right? Like the fireplaces, the jets on the bathtubs. Those are all like controlled. I don't think they're controlled through the same system as the security cameras. Like I think we've got multiple servers in the house, but that's not really something that I'm aware of. I could poke into things if you want me to, but it's not really my expertise. I'll do
I
what I
don't.
can.
I don't want you accidentally alerting the system to you poking around in the system, because that's gonna have a lot of focus on you, and then you're not gonna be able to help us. And also, like, there's gonna be enough heat on your sister. I don't need you getting tangled up in all of our bullshit. We've had enough family members get fucked over by our bullshit. We're gonna try to stop that here and now.
Yeah.
How wild do these parties get? I understand the whole, like, pretending to be poor people and the general assumption that your class's conception of poor people is that all we do is, like, take drugs and fuck, which isn't entirely wrong. But how wild does this get? For example, if maybe some drugs were to show up and people started getting really fucked up, and, like, I don't know, some panties got thrown over a camera in such a way that you couldn't see through it, or something got broken.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have a barometer for wild outside of like what we do, but like it's certainly more wild than, I don't know, Prime Day or whatever, right? Like on the scale of holidays.
Well, I mean, Prime Day is a high church holiday, and, like, everybody does that whole, like, abstinence gluttony thing, so that's a whole different
Right.
kettle of fish anyway.
Right. It's pretty wild. Drugs are certainly around. They're usually my impression now that God, there's no great way to say this. Now that I get to see actual poor people sometimes through, Glitch's stream and other things.
You're fine.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know how to not sound terrible. I'm realizing this as I'm saying things. Um, we don't really know. So like the drugs that we're taking, I don't think they're the same drugs that you take. The food that we're eating, I don't think it's really the same food that you eat. The
No,
music that we
no,
listen
it's
to, like
not.
it's okay.
It is very different.
Even when we're trying.
The caterers do not know how to actually cook poor.
Do you have
Right.
a do you have a dealer? Look, no, I know I sound like a crazy person. I am
No,
aware that I sound like a crazy
see
person.
where,
Do
no,
you have-
you are not crazy. That is.
Yeah. I can try to find. I mean, I can try to find where we're getting catered. Like we have the dealer is not the word that we use. The
No,
drugs
sure,
are
it's your
catered.
drug caterer. Yeah. No,
Yes.
I got you.
Drug concierge, actually.
Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah. Is
I
there a
can try to
fucking guy named Spine, perchance? Vale's eyes metaphorically go black for about 2 seconds.
Glitch's
I
eyes
can
literally
try-
go black for about 2 seconds.
I can try to find out more about where we're getting drugs from. That guy Spine did visit the house.
Recently?
Um,
Since I was there.
no. Before you were there. Before you were there,
Okay.
that guy Spine visited the house and, yeah, wanted to
wanted
talk
to know
the
more about
parents.
me.
Yes, wanted to know more about you.
Yeah.
Wanted to know more about why you're not dead. To find a point on it. Um, at any rate, I don't think he is supplying our drugs. To be honest, I think we're getting the drugs through Krask or some subsidiary of it in the same way that we're getting all of the food and, just the higher version of that. Um, but I can try to find out more information about the specifics of drug delivery if that would be useful to you.
That would be useful. Also, if you have any way of finding out what they are, because I am wondering if another route that we might have at our disposal is if somebody gets a bad batch and everybody at this party starts having a collectively bad trip.
That brings me to my next question, which is, are you planning on hurting people?
No.
Let me ask that question differently. What is the plan? What is the goal? I know that you are putting yourselves at risk for being at this party. I want to be able to help you in every way that I can, to minimize risk and hopefully keep mother and father away from where you all are, and do whatever I can. The more I know about what your plans are, the better I can do that. what
Our
your goals
plan-
are, the better I can do that.
Our plan is mostly information gathering. We're not here to hurt people. We are here to distract for the most part, which is where I come in. And honestly, we're here to get information and then get out in a casual way.
Although if that information gathering involves getting Dr. Nguyen into a private place, well,
Hurting one person at the very least. Not everybody. We're not here to massacre a rich party.
correct. That is nowhere near the. I remember these people. I grew up with them. The majority of the people who are going to be there are rich idiots.
For the most part, if they party a little harder than normal with different kind of drugs.
For the most part, they are beneficiaries of all the bad bullshit that's happening. Most of the people there
Correct.
are not the ones doing it.
I don't deal in physical damage. Psychological damage and damage to everybody's stocks and bank accounts, that's a different story.
Great, he'll say. If you're looking for information, then I would imagine that. Well, I guess I'm asking is what kind of information. I know that you've already gotten into some of that information, Glitch. Looks like he's having to remind himself to use the right name for you every time he says your name. I imagine that some information would exist in Father's library. I know that he has his own computer system there that is only very tangentially connected to all of the other server systems in the house. It's kind of his domain.
And it's on the main floor. One of the easier areas to get into, theoretically, especially if everyone's having a bad trip.
Next to the party bedrooms.
But I guess,
Gives us
yeah,
an
what
easy
kinds?
excuse to get back there.
I mean,
Are there any specific kinds? Yeah, sorry.
oh, go ahead.
Just any specific kinds of information that you're looking for. Because if it's like video stuff, it'll be somewhere else, right? Like if it's like camera information, it'll be probably in the servers in the Mac room.
I'm just going to speak for myself for a second. My primary goal is to find out everything that I can get my mitts on about what was done to me. Whether that's from pinning Dr. Nguyen into a corner and being a little more scary than I usually like to be, or if that's diving into Father's computer system, or. But my primary goal is to find out what the fuck all of that was, and who else. And are our parents aware of any experiments continuing after the beta level?
Okay. That sounds easy, he'll say.
Depends
mean,
on your
it's-
definition.
On the scale of things, as far as like a baseline hack job, that's not the part I'm worried about. But I think if we can spice up this party, and then maybe a bunch of us accidentally get a little handsy in the wrong room.
I was thinking much the same. When we do have, I at least plan to be there as a whatever company I'm able to buy my way into to be a caterer or a server or whatever. I don't really care. I can get in pretty much. What if you get in with the drug concierge to mess up with some things?
I mean, they might be a little too high end for me. I was gonna ask you and your brother, you guys ever smuggle friends or dates into this party?
Yes.
Vale just turns and looks at Bug and goes, "You already got your dance card full?"
His eyes will in fact bug as you ask that question. He'll say,
And suddenly Glitch is very interested in the answer to this question.
"No. I am wide open. Sorry, do I have to? I wasn't planning on having to like pretend things, but if you need me to pretend things, I can certainly pretend things.
I'm gonna mostly try to keep you out of it. I'm. If your mom spots me, she's gonna make me real fast as the scrangly motherfucker who tried to break into her house and then took an overdose in front of her. So I'm just figuring out my odds of who I can use as cover if I get made.
Understood. Yeah, you don't, Charles, right? Like, not Bug. That's not my real name. You all know that.
Oh,
Um,
Charlie, cute.
I did not. I'm sorry.
it's fine. It's fine. Whatever it needs to be. He'll say, just be aware. Mother and father, mother especially, are a bit on edge recently with this whole, all of what's been happening. I wouldn't be surprised if they have really everything under some added scrutiny from what the usual degree of scrutiny is. So I guess all I'm gonna say is be prepared to improvise. Uh,
Do your folks have cyberware? Jacks,
yes,
eyes,
yes,
all the above?
yes.
Do you have any idea if they've got their security alerts connected to their own cyberware?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I guess this is worth saying too, is that they're connected to the security is connected to them. If anything trips on the security, it will ping them. There will not be a loud alarm. Doors won't slam closed. It's not like that. They will know. They will be able to direct security guards. Most of the security guards are going to be on the perimeter of the estate, right? Keeping out the rift, guarding the estate. Uh, but there will be people on the inside as well, not plain clothes, looking like security people, ushering people away out of where they're not supposed to be. If mom and dad, if mother and father find out that there's something going wrong, they will call in more security. It'll get hot real quick, and you won't know what's happening until it's happening. Um, Glitch, you might. I don't know. I don't know if you'd still get pings from that, honestly.
I haven't in a while, but I also haven't been on the network. So it's possible.
Sorry. I was gonna ask if, Charles, do you get the pings?
I would get the pings, yes. You might glitch if you're here. You haven't been around in a very long time, but with this,
Home is where the Wi-Fi connects.
home is where the Wi-Fi connects. What else was I going to say about that? Oh, and on that note, many of the security systems and just the things in the house, right, the fireplaces are voice activated. So mother and father, like their vocal codes would be able to turn things off and on again. Helena certainly, possibly you.
If they haven't gone through and scrubbed me out of the system, it's possible.
If they haven't done that, I certainly can, but they have priority codes over me. So if I turn something off and they want to turn it back on, theirs has precedence.
Are you and Dad still fighting over the thermostat?
The man is a freezer. I just don't understand.
Any
Yeah, Laura.
any retinal scans that we need to know about?
As guests and
No,
as servants. Sorry, no.
No. Do I need to take a scan of somebody's eye to get us into a room?
Oh, no. I mean, if you're going into rooms that are off limits, you're gonna. Oh, keys. I mean, like literal physical keys.
The fuck?
Yep.
What? This is an old house. This is like a last century house.
And
I mean, to be fair, that's the safest way to keep things protected. Everybody's prepared for somebody trying to hack their security system. Nobody's prepared to pick a lock anymore.
it's true.
Um,
Although
Should I call
some of
Declan?
Although some of those locks are, you use a thin piece of plastic or a wire and you can pop them open. I know some of
Mostly-
the tricks
mostly-
of them.
Yes, mostly mine. Thank you. I learned that too.
Hey, what do you want, little brother?
I have the keys to like my room, but I don't have the keys to like places where I'm not supposed to be, right? That's mother and father only. servants, obviously, people who are supposed to clean those rooms.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah.
Um, dear Sam, is there a housekeeper, like a head housekeeper of the estate?
Yeah, let's say that uh, let's say that her name is Octavia Stoye.
Okay.
She would not be like out and about probably during the party. Um, she might be in the kitchen managing things from there.
Mm-hmm.
That would sort of be the vibe. Wherever the staff are being, I don't really have a sense of like where they go when we're not looking at them.
They
I
probably just
recognize
deactivate and go back to their charging ports, it sounds like.
It depends.
some of them are definitely people. Now that I'm wondering how, and okay, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I'm pretty sure that some of them are people, probably.
I think most of them are people. I remember the robot nanny got deactivated when I was, ooh, what, 9, 10, somewhere like that?
Yeah, the robot nanny might still be up there in the playroom, come to think.
Well, that's a
Like it's
horrifying thought.
Vale's eyes
I-
get real big in an excited way.
at some point she would not have had a function anymore, because you would have grown up past her leading to like supervise you in the playroom.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
you
then
think
Charles would have grown past that point.
right. But you think like past that time, you don't remember her like not being there, just kind of like, like a discarded toy. You turn her around, you leave her in the corner. But all of your childhood is probably still recorded in her brain somewhere in her circuits, probably like in the attic.
Vale, I have a very personal favor to ask.
As long as you don't mind me harvesting for parts after.
All yours.
Thank you.
The look on Lorelai's face.
That was adorable.
Oh.
Bug will say, I am happy to give you any other information that you need if I know it. And I'm happy to look into things in non-tripping alarm ways over the course of the next couple days before the party. If there's anything you want me to gently prod at.
I got a weird request, and if you can't do it, it's totally fine. Because I don't want you to do anything that's not going to feel like organically correct for your household that'll draw attention. How often do you interact with your parents? Like, I get the sense that there's this very like isolated, everybody's got their business, but like, do you guys like have to do like sit down family dinner bullshit or anything like that?
Oh, yes, of course. Every Friday.
Every week.
See, the class divide isn't as drastic as you think it is. We all have to go deal with our parents once a week if we want to get free food. I'll
He'll
bet my mom's
smile.
is better.
Where do you cater?
Oh, honey.
After this is all done, I'll bring you some pot roast. Can you just record your dinner conversation next time you'll sit down to dinner and send it to me?
Ooh.
Meta, outside of this, what Vale's going to spend the rest of the time doing, now with this information that they have gleaned, is reviewing the video clip that they have of the encounter with Mother, and any recordings that Bug can get me, and is going to work on building an AI spoof of Mr. and Mrs. Van Ness to be able to override the vocal commands.
Amazing.
Nice. He will do his best to do that. I think with that, and even without that, with the information he's giving you, I'm going to give you a couple of bonus points of access, Vale, for this run. Certain programs need access to run. When you run out of access, you're basically done with the mission. Your maximum access is 4. He's going to give you
It is
3.
actually 7.
He's going to give you 3 points of bonus access. So I guess your maximum access is 10, which means you can fuck around in these systems for a long time before you run out of
Yep.
juice.
I noticed this earlier on my character sheet. Because I am level 2, I get a CPU bonus equal to my program skill level. Oh, I'm sorry, I guess that makes it that bumps me up to only 2 points, not 3. So I'll have 9.
But we're also like
Which is
level
still
4 now, if
good.
that does anything.
Hacking level 2 is, I think.
Oh, I see.
It's my programming, my hacking skill, not my.
Piedon.
If it was my base level, that would be terrifyingly awful for Sam.
So you've got a lot of goodies. He'll give you the passwords he knows, right? He'll give you the workarounds he knows. Yeah, any other questions or requests for Bug?
A Chuck E. Cheese question over here.
Yeah?
So I'll be playing the role of the help. Well, I'll be guarding the body of August Mayweather over here. And he shoots a glance at Lorelai besties. So as a bodyguard, am I allowed to be visibly armed, or what's the
Ooh.
procedure there?
Yeah. In the estate, you can have, I guess you can't have, but like the people are going to check in at the front door. At the front door, security guards are going to be stationed. Everyone's weapons are going to be taken. It's, I think, assumed that bodyguards, by and large, have the sorts of weapons that can't be taken. He'll kind of glance virtually at Laura's arm. Obviously, we're not going to take cyberware away from you. But if you have like a gun, yeah, that's going to be stowed away somewhere. You can't bring that inside.
Okay, I'm gonna have to leave the hardware at home.
Well, hang on. There might be another option.
What's that?
Do we still get deliveries when we order out?
Of course, drones deliver. That's what they're for.
If I told you to place an order from one specific place and we were able to get stuff into that order, would you be able to stash it? That is, I think, the most direct thing I'm going to ask you to do for this evening.
If someone sees the order come in advance, which is likely to happen, mother and father are going to be down my throat. If you have something delivered the night of the party, while the party is in full motion, it might be able to slip past. I don't know how you would work the timing on that. I don't know where you would have it delivered to. I mean, like, you have to deliver it to a specific room, right? That's how deliveries work. But if you wanted to deliver a thing to a room at a time in the party and could set that up in advance, you'd be able to get something delivered, and it might be able to slip under the radar.
How closely do they watch my old room? Has it been taken over for anything else yet, or is it still the way I left it?
It's kind of a shrine.
Ooh.
It's not been touched.
Well, if that's the case, depending on how busy things are, maybe we get something delivered into the room that no one will be watching.
The other option is you are pretending to be a waiter
True.
of some kind. You slip it into some sort of thing you have to carry into the party.
As long as it's under like a metal tray so the metal detector doesn't catch it.
Right.
Stack things appropriately and the scanners might not catch it either.
Yep.
That might be the good answer for the bigger stuff. And as far as some little stuff, look, I got a bunch of weird ass junk cyber that I used for repairing my own shit. What if we just do a little stage makeup and make it look like Abe's got knife fingers or some bullshit?
It will stand out significantly if you don't have cyberware as a bodyguard to someone who with money.
I'm just saying,
I'm sorry, that's how it is. People who
You were on mute, Ray, but I think we heard what you were saying anyway.
People who aren't able to jack in are really rare. in that echelon. Rare to non-existent. It doesn't have to be real.
We can make it fake and we can make it useful.
Yep.
So I think the only thing that I'll want, Bug, is the list of the vendors that you can get me. All of them, or as many of them as you can get me, please.
List of vendors, recorded dinner conversation. Aye, Captain.
Odd question. Do you know if mother and father keep any analog files?
I mean, they certainly do. Father, the library isn't just digital. He has old books. They are many of them for display. Obviously, the older books are, priceless artifacts, discussion pieces, conversation pieces. He doesn't really let people in there, so I don't know who's going to have conversations with about them. But they're there. Um, but there are also physical records that I guess would probably be in the library, unless they're in like storage somewhere. Um, Probably in the library.
Okay.
Sam, real quick, looking at this map,
Yeah.
which room was I taken into to meet Mother?
Oh, you were taken into that library.
It
To
was
be
the
clear.
library? Okay,
She
no,
was
I-
sitting behind the counter. You've been in that library.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to verify.
Yeah, you
Okay.
came in through like back patio here, through
Yeah, okay.
through the like servant door.
Yeah.
I think I described you coming through the kitchen. So you took this route here,
Yeah, that
and
makes
then
sense.
into the library.
Yeah, because I was
Ooh.
out kind of toward the back patio / garage area where I was
That's right.
trying to get the external jack. Okay.
If it's not clear on this map, the garage is way over here. It's separate from the attic. It's not on the fourth floor. It's just kind of looped over here. The garage is 2 stories, so that studio is on top of the garage.
Got it.
Because what kind of person has a 1-story garage? That's not normal.
It's not useful.
It's not useful.
Alright.
Bug will say, I know that you are going to be disguised as a waiter.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be good to see you again. For real.
I miss you, Bug.
I miss you too. We could do this in front of everyone. I guess we're gonna do this in front of everyone.
Yeah, well. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. And he'll sign off. And you'll spend some of those next couple of days making the connections with the various companies. Glitch, you're gonna try to get into the catering company?
Yeah. And this is the kind of catering company that like rich people go to, but it's also, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the point of Doolittle Day is to be like the plebs.
Correct.
So it would be through like a Krask Burger subsidiary or something like that. And I have yet to see any of those that would not take a fairly hefty bribe for no questions asked.
Absolutely. It is a subsidiary of Kresk. It's a weird, you think this company was spun out just to serve very expensive food that acts like very cheap food, but is the very expensive version of that very cheap food.
Mm-hmm.
Krask is able to make groups that are that specific. I'm going to look at the table for usual bribe costs.
And I mean, if I'm able to use like talk and charisma to talk down the price, I'm happy to do so. I also have a not insignificant amount of coinage.
Make me the roll, and then we'll see where that starts us.
All right, so I have specialist in talk, so that'll give me. Let's see if I can code this right. 3d6, keep highest 2 plus, and that is charisma talk.
Yep.
I assume. Cool.
Yep.
Plus 4. You gonna do the thing?
Suspense.
God damn it.
This represents the time of you calling your way through the company and negotiating with managers.
14.
Okay, that's a pretty good number. So here is the math in the book.
Uh-huh.
You are talking to a high-ranking, no, you're talking to a corporate branch office manager. The base cost for this bribe would be 1,000 Zs.
Okay.
You are trying to get them to do a small favor within their authority, that is, hire some specific overflow people.
Mm-hmm.
That would make it cost times 5. So the base version of this bribe would be 5,000 Zs.
Okay.
You roll a 14 on talking. I am going to fully half that bribe to 2,500 Zs.
All right. I will happily I will happily do that.
And you are trying to get yourself or just yourself put into
Myself
to the list
and
here.
Vale, I believe. Double checking.
If
Alondra, what thinks he?
I if we think we could get an in with the drug concierge, that would be better for Vale.
Mm-hmm.
Both for access to being able to fuck with the supply, and also because Vale, as an affiliate of the Jacks, does have access to a bunch of random drugs. Also just has them hidden throughout this entire freaking Winnebago.
Well, and also
so-
like that is something that if Vale has to talk at all, that is something they can talk knowledgeably about. So, I will definitely get myself into the caterer, and I will check to see as part of this negotiation if they also provide the more entertainment refreshments for this particular party.
Yeah, in fact, I think you're going to find that many things are routed through the same company. Like it is the spirit store of Doolittle Day, right? Like specifically for this type of holiday. Um, Sorry, my mind spun off in a direction there. Let me put that aside for later. So the drugs, the food, even the entertainment. There is a band that is that's going to be playing that stage in your basement. You are able to find out, Glitch, the band is just called Cringe with a K.
Well, they succeeded on the cringe.
All of that is through this Krask subsidiary. If you want to get into the drug branch of it, it kicks up the level of this bribe pretty significantly. It is hard to ruin this party by putting people in the food part of the operation. It is much easier to ruin this party by messing with the drug supply.
How much does it kick the cost up by?
Doing a small favor within their authority multiplied that 1,000 by 5, then we halved it. Turning a blind eye when it might make trouble multiplies the number by 14. So it'd be an additional 7,000 Z bribe to get in that way.
I can just come in with catering and fuck with the supply on the ground level if I need to.
I mean, the thing about catering is that it is always a clusterfuck in the staging areas.
Look,
You know this better than I do.
Well, I was to say, I've worked this party in real life. If I can get anywhere near where the beverages are being served, I can just pour a handful of sand into that, and everyone's gonna have a real weird time.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Sand is a drug in this system. I'm not talking about literal beach sand.
I am picturing you, Alondra, working like some theater gala, pouring literal beach sand into the punch for some reason.
It's to give it the beach appearance. It's a themed drink.
I have so many stories about being the help at rich people parties, none of which are safe for public streaming.
Also, we'll after dark that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I won't ask that additional favor on that one. So I will just get the two of us in as catering, with the appropriate uniforms being provided, and also transport. Does the catering have like a van of people that show up, so they're not taking up the rich people parking?
You're gonna be in a bus, yeah. Like the way this is set up, the two of you probably go to like the T-1 day, right? Like the dress rehearsal day to get the lowdown. Let me cordon that off for a second.
Sure.
And ask Lore. Actually, I'm gonna focus in on Abe. Abe, there was the notion of putting on fake cyberware that might still be useful as a weapon in some way. I want to ask you, and I want to ask the party, What's that looking like?
Yeah, so it being not anywhere in my build, I don't know jack shit. Ray, the player, Muggins over here. I don't know shit about cyberware. Can you give me like, I don't know, like cool spikes or knives or something I could stab a fucker with? Or I don't know.
Turn him into Wolverine.
Well, I already have the voice, so.
So the normal way of being Wolverine would be to step one, have your hand taken off. Step two, replace it with a cyber hand. Step three, snicked. Um, you are trying to have a version of that. I guess my question is, how do you want to spoof that without actually having knives built into your hand? You could get cyberware done, right? Like if you have the time and the resources, you could get that installed. Uh, the GM will tempt you with that, or perhaps not tempt you in the slightest with that. I don't know what your temptations are. It would be much harder to tape knives to your hand in a way that would be both effective and not dumb looking.
Well, I mean, first things first, Abe probably should get a jack like makeup, stage makeup appliance glued to the back of his neck. So,
Yeah.
at a cursory glance.
Who's doing the makeup? Let me set a scene here. Who's putting things on Abe?
I think we're all looking at Eve.
It
Oh,
could be a
God.
group
Okay,
a group
sure.
effort
We'll
between
get there
the
eventually, Ren. Maybe season 2.
It could be a group. Oh, sorry. It could be a group effort between Glitch, Lore, and Eve,
Sure.
as we are all, well, two of us are kind of actors, and one of us is a doctor that would know kind of where placement is situation.
Eve
To
would
fake
know
a
general, like, this is
Yeah.
what you would need to connect to in the body, but Eve knows very little about cyberware.
But like
oth-
like where the general placement would be just from
Sure. Yeah.
like people
You know what
that
it
you've
looks like.
interacted with. Like
Yeah.
you are intimate enough with enough bodies to know what it looks like when it's attached to bodies.
Yes.
So
Go for
go
it.
ahead. Nope.
Nope. It's you.
Nope.
Fight.
Canadian
fight.
standoff.
I'm gonna go on mute.
I'm
Holy
gonna interject
crap.
then. Sorry. Now that Vale's back, I can be super obnoxious again with just inserting myself into every scene.
Yes.
My horrible thought was between the combination of my pile of junk in the back of the truck and Abe's know-how. We are getting wildly into things that Alondra unfortunately knows about in real life. How difficult would it be for me to disassemble a gun and dress it up to look like cyber parts in such a way that Abe could come in wearing it and then reassemble it in the bathroom?
Not hard. Not hard, at least IRL.
Hey,
That's why-
Dale.
Father shit. Guns are deceptively easy IRL to disassemble. So.
I'm not even getting into the, hey Sam, can I 3D print a plastic gun for Abe? Because I don't
can,
have
it's
the
the
money
future.
for that.
No, here's the sitch. I am going to have you roll me a fairly simple fix roll, like int and fix roll. I am not going to have you roll it for me now. When Abe is putting it back together again, we'll roll to see how well you took this thing apart.
Ooh. Someone make a note.
For now, Abe, you're getting a thing applied to the back of your neck to make it look like you can jack into a cyber system. And you're getting a gun disassembled to put on your arm so it looks like you've got a cyberware gun on your arm. Any other tech you want to make it look like you have?
That's difficult.
Can I
Yes,
get in touch with my theater friend and see if they have access to contact lenses and any other prosthetics that I could bargain for?
Yeah, of course we've got contact lenses and prosthetics. Naturally, how would we be able to do our job without like basic makeup kit stuff? Sorry,
Well,
you want to borrow it?
it-
It's kind of unsanitary borrowing contact lenses
But-
from someone, but
I I know that I can't borrow it, dear. I need to. I can trade for it. I can pay you for it. Whatever you'd like, dear. I'd rather get it from you than a store.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
like talking to you.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. It's lovely. Uh, yeah. Shoot. You can have it. I mean, you can have it. I can just get more some other
Oh.
time if you're gonna do something useful. That I mean, like our show's been shut down. No one's paying any attention anyway. Like it'll be a while before we've got another gig. We're gonna try maybe one of the Henrys. Maybe that'll.
Oh God.
No, no.
Maybe.
Midsummer. I don't know.
That's delightful. I thought it was wonderful. From what I saw of it, I didn't get to stay, but
Oh,
it was
thank
lovely.
you.
You're welcome.
This guy must have played like Trinculo or something. Anyway,
Yes. Yes.
that's the person that you have in the cast. He will say to you, yeah, I'll ship you contacts and things, whatever you need. Thank you for being a dedicated audience member and fellow sex worker who I can refer clients out to when needed.
Absolutely. Thank you for the comp. It was lovely to see you.
Absolutely. And he'll send you by way of drone, but like the cheaper version of it that shows up late and 3 windows down to where you want it to actually be.
Sure.
Contacts we're trying to give, yeah.
I want it to look like Abe has a cybernetic eye. And I want to have any kind of like how Lore has some kind of prosthetic like Lore has some cyber on her face. I want to give Abe the same treatment.
Nice. Abe, cyber eye, cyber face. Writing it down.
Cyberface.
How do you feel, Abe? As this is all being applied to you, right? As you become more and more lore-like by the moment, at least externally, what's going on with you?
Well, you should always be matchies with your besties, shouldn't you? So, I
Mhm,
mean,
mhm.
he's okay with it, right? Like, it's for the mission. Needs must. That's also Shakespeare. It's all Shakespeare. It's Shakespeare all the way down, folks.
Shakespeare all the
Well,
way down.
Yeah.
You're going to want to scratch it. Don't scratch it. Please.
I mean, isn't there some sort of ointment or something you could give
No.
for... Okay. I don't...
You'll have to
Look-
suffer.
You'll get used to the adhesive eventually.
You know, smack at it a little bit and it'll just look like you're on drugs.
I reserve the right to make you roll physical saving throws, Abe, to resist scratching at your fake cyberware at dramatically appropriate moments.
Noted.
That's Abe, now armed with a disassembled gun, as well as some totally fake cyber stuff. This will use the heist rules where if you need to do flashbacks later on, you certainly can, at the cost of stress. We'll figure that out later. I've got a couple last questions, Lore. You gotta dress like a rich person trying to dress like a poor person to get into the shindig.
Yes.
What you wearing?
I think this is where I go to my old lady. I think she would be one of those people that would definitely have things like knockoff suits. That things that people who are lower class think look rich, but really they're cheap and cheesy and all of that. But also still looks nice enough that the rich could be like, oh yeah, you bought this designer thing, you know, but it's not, it's a knockoff designer basically.
You're a poor person pretending to be a rich person, pretending to be a poor person, pretending to be a rich person.
Correct.
Just to keep track of that. You're a
Yes,
middle class
I'm-
person pretending to da.
Yeah, I'm being Victor Victoria basically at this point, but with class status.
Yeah, absolutely. Your old lady is going to be like, what in the ever-loving fuck?
One day I'll
Don't tell
him
me.
all.
I don't want to
No,
know.
no.
No, never tell me.
Ever? You don't ever
If you-
want to know?
If you tell me, I'll have to kill myself.
Well, you can't do that. I need you.
Damn straight. Okay. Let's see what I got here.
I need it in men's.
Of course you need it in men's. I'd already taken down the suit. It was already in my hand. I'll hang it back up. I'll go to the other closet for the men's stuff. Men's. Not neutral.
Men.
Men's stuff. Ugh. Men's. I hate men's fashion.
Oh, it's awful, but
She will pull you down a bad suit. A respectably bad suit. What you asked for.
perfect.
It will look like it's been tailored not to fit you.
Works.
Anything else? Last time I was here, you asked me for specialty underwear.
I did not ask you for specialty underwear. I asked you for a nurse costume, and then you handed over specialty underwear.
You asked me with your eyes.
My eyes always say specialty underwear. You know this. I like to have fun. And if you have more, I will take it in this size. It gives Vale's size.
Great. I was wondering who was going to get thrown into the specialty underwear bus, and now I know who it is. She will say, now to be clear, Vale's size, men's, women's, neutral specialty underwear.
Neutral specialty underwear.
Great. It is very attractive and perfectly fitted to Vale, like Victorian swimsuit, sort of, like covered anything it needs to cover. Neutrally, without any sort of judgment about what might want to be covered or not. Specialty underwear. What do we say now?
Thank you? Question mark?
You're welcome. Period. And
Listen,
she'll shoo you back out into the streets.
Goodbye.
I want to roll around real quick to the day before staff scene, and then we'll probably get to a break shortly after that. It is the day before Doolittle Day. And the two new staff at the Krask subsidiary who are catering and drug catering this party, drug concierging this party, have arrived for boot camp training. You see a number of people dressed up as servants. Like, the servants are apparently omitted from the Doolittle Day expectations. They're likely to be the classiest looking people in the party because they're wearing the tuxedos and cocktail dresses and the sorts of things that servants at any sort of party would be expected to wear. And you are getting the rundown of expectations. They have taken over the kitchen, obviously, as staging ground, but they've also taken over the laundry room below the kitchen as staging ground. There is a servant staircase that leads up from the laundry room to the kitchen. That's sort of what you're going to be beep booping between as you're making things available for the rest of the party. It is clear to you that you are going to be pretty thoroughly searched so that the servants can't bring in anything sketchy. Not that servants would ever want to attack the 1%. That is unheard of. There's no reason why. I mean, after all, they're paying you. Really, we should be thanking them for this opportunity to work for them. But just in case there's any acrimony, they're going to make sure that none of you are carrying anything you shouldn't be. None of you are getting keys to any places where you shouldn't be. You are just getting access to the rooms that you'd have access to. But you will be fairly anonymous as you're carrying around the trays of very high-end food. The actual process of onboarding takes hours and hours. Is there anything the two of you want to try to find out while that's happening?
I have set my cyber eyes to record everything so that we can review, at the very least, the footage of the areas that we have been able to see, going between the laundry and the kitchen, anything in there. I also would have obtained a wig from Lore to cover up my fairly distinctive hair. So I have that stuck in place with Laura's assistance, I think.
And the magic of contouring. Yeah, we're not going to worry about rolling for disguises until someone has the possibility of seeing through them. For now, you're fine. You're not in the house. This is all happening in the subsidiary headquarters. You've got a display of the house. Literally, this is being played out like war games, essentially, right? Like you've got a 3D holographically projected display on a table. You're moving 3D holographic pawns through the virtual space of it, being like, and you go here, and you go here. You are supposed to be in charge of this room. You are supposed to be in charge of that room. If anyone asks you for anything, you say yes, sir, or ma'am, or non-binary person who's of higher status than me, and you go and take care of it, and then you go back in again. Um, if you are ever needing a break, then you are doing something wrong. Stop needing a break and get back to work. You will have a break when it's over. And that's the sort of like patter that you're getting as they're laying it out for you.
Yeah, I'm recording all of the models that were being shown and the paths of the places that we're allowed to be as the staff, and then also anything that would have been provided to them for like getting snackies and stuff into private bedrooms and stuff, because of course they're paying for discretion and the like. Anything
Yeah.
along those lines.
Absolutely. There are understood to be I mean, there's cameras in the rooms, but you don't have access to that feed. It's more like if people want to summon a servant, you can get little like those things you get at
Oh,
Habit Burger, right? But the
yeah.
other way, like you can get things that you can click on to summon servants to you. You can pick those up at the door. Everyone's going to have one in their pocket. And if a servant gets buzzed, someone will be detached to follow the signal back to the room and deliver something if it needs to be delivered. You'll learn that there is household staff who's going to be on site as well. Your job is to basically stay away from them. You are not to use the elevator. The elevator is assigned to only go to the main level and the first floor during this day. The main level in the basement, I should say, during Doolittle Day, during the party. Um, it will shuttle. It's mostly for like accessibility. Guests are expected to use the stairs when at all possible, because the entire top floors of the house aren't supposed to be public access. So you aren't really allowed to use the elevator. If someone comes to you saying they need to use the elevator because they're too drunk to take the stairs up a floor or something, you are supposed to get a member of the household staff and they will usher someone into the elevator and shuttle them around.
Got it.
I
Yeah.
think that's all the information that you're getting. You've recorded stuff so you can review it later. And again, ask me questions in the moment. We can flash back.
100%.
Any
Anything from
other
Vale?
things before Doolittle Day?
Just that Eve has, in the same way that you get like the sexy nurse costume, Eve has gotten the like dock worker flight suit romper.
Mhm.
And in the vein of I am a person putting on a costume pretending to be working class.
Right, exactly. Sanea Juarez is going to have a hard time costuming herself. If you're putting that together in a place where she's aware of it, she'll follow your lead on that, actually. She's like,
Cool.
I haven't really been to one of these before. I was mostly a shut-in until very recently. So, if that's what we should wear, I'll wear it too.
It's a little silly, and to be honest, it makes me slightly uncomfortable, but we'll see how it feels.
She'll say, yes, well, we'll see how it feels, indeed. And she has already sourced a better version, a glitzier version than yours. Like, it fits her perfectly. Um, she physically cannot find someone to dress her down in a way that doesn't look fantastic with the amount of money that she has. Any last scenes that we want to run? Then I'm going to, sorry, Glitch, I didn't know if you went off mute or if you were just off mute the whole time. All right, right on. Let me say this. As you are approaching in your various ways, Eve and Sinea, and a very nice drive on, uh, Abe and, well, I guess I should say Glitch and Vale in a van, and Lore and Abe, how?
So, August has a fake bank account and fake credentials. I think he
Yeah.
could probably get a decent drive on.
You could get a decent drive on. I mean, you could get a limousine. You could get a helicopter if you wanted one, right? Like, people are arriving in every mode of transportation you can imagine.
Ooh.
Do
How
whatever,
flashy do you want to be?
do whatever
Oh.
the one is that Abe can drive as a getaway vehicle when we need it. And that
All
is
of
a
them.
win, not an if.
All
All
of
of
them. I think we come in a helicopter then. I think August brings it as a show. This is his entrance into high society in this city where no one has talked to him yet that they know of.
Very good. You are coming in fancy. Abe, yeah, hit me.
Can the helicopter have a mounted speaker on it? Can we play
Drive
Billy
on-
Idol Rebel Yell as we touch down on the estate grounds?
Drive On definitely comes with that technology. That is an add-on you can get. What you can't get is weapons, but what you can get is volume, right? This is standard rich people shit. You land with style, people are paying attention. I want to drop one last thing before we take a break, which is I'm going to turn the camera to the van. Vale and Glitch, you are sitting in the back of this van. Vale, I got to assume that you've got like a bunch of drugs hidden on your person in various ways.
Why do you think I needed the lingerie? Oh, you thought that was DB threw me under the bus. I asked for that.
You have pockets where people don't expect you to have pockets, and we'll leave it at that. As you are considering the high crimes and misdemeanors you mean to commit at this party, as you are even close enough to the party that you can hear the music blaring, there are already some DJs on site supplied by the same company. You're like the second load of servants who are being dropped off, maybe. Vale, you're getting a download of information from some of your previous searches. Some of the algorithms you're running in the background doing database searches. One of them will go off. Specifically regarding Dr. Duen. He's not like a public figure, but he's not a particularly hidden figure. He is someone who works for Icasadine. You can find his name in databases. The sort of jobs that he was doing is more redacted and harder to get into, but like you're able to find, rough descriptions of him, commendations, thing like that. And you can find the death certificate. Dr. Nguyen died 3 years ago.
Vale sees this. If Glitch is in any way like sitting next to Vale or looking at Vale or whatever, I think you just see like Vale's eyes go like big for a second and just their whole body tenses.
What? What is it?
Minor complication. We'll deal with it when we get there. I need to get plugged in as quick as possible.
Okay.
Let's
I-
take a 10-minute break.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Unless you got a zinger you want to
Yeah.
drop right on that. Let's take a 10-minute break.
All right. Well, then, we'll be back very shortly to begin Doolittle Day in the penultimate episode of the first season of Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back. Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to the Fae Realm. Sam, over to you. What new fuckery are we doing?
Yo, it's Doolittle Day. And it's not just Doolittle Day at the Van Ness estate. It is Doolittle Day everywhere that Doolittle Day is celebrated. So as you are making your way, Glitch and Vale, in the van up the street, identical vans from the same and similar companies are dropping off servants, perhaps some robots, and houses everywhere in the hills. This is a general celebration that the rich do. You can hear the volume of multiple parties clashing. You can hear the sounds of the rich having fun at the expense of the poor all around you as the two of you load out of the van with other servants into the back entrance of the Van Ness household. The fog is low. The yellow lights from the houses are echoing off the fog, reflecting off the fog, creating a sort of miasma brown around the area as Doolittle Day transpires. Vale and Glitch, you're going to go in through the back door. You're going to get searched for anything untoward. I know one untoward thing that you're trying to get in there. Is there anything else that either of you are trying to bring into the estate what you shouldn't?
Technically, I have a variety of drugs and probably a variety of USBs. The USBs would be in the more difficult to access hidden places because it is a harder thing to explain. Showing up and being like, sorry, I'm the guy who smoked pot before my shift is a lot easier to try to explain away than things that can
I'm
plug into
secretly a hacker.
bullets.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. Because you explicitly got specialty underwear to hand to hide things in, I am not going to make you roll to hide anything. You are able to get past the one security guard who is at the back door. Let me put a security guard at the back door for a visual reference here. Here's a security guard. Here's my security guard. Here we go. No, it's too intense. Here's a security guard at the back door. Bam, boom. He's holding down that kitchen entrance that you're coming in through. I'm going to put the veil and the glitch tokens there. Feel free to move around the building as you see fit. Just try not to move the cameras, which are also in the token layer. Glitch, you trying to smuggle anything into here?
I don't need to. To my knowledge. What I am here to do is gather information, and that's mostly eyeballs.
Great. Speaking of which, you do have a certain amount of cyberware that's built into you, a certain amount of cyberware that these servants wouldn't necessarily have. How are we covering that up?
So I asked for wig and I would use that to cover up like the visual indicators for eyeball stuff. The other one makes me really pretty. So like there's not much I could do about that besides like smudge some. So I think what I do with that is put on foundation that is the wrong skin tone for me. So like the visual clash makes people not want to look too hard because because it's embarrassing. Like the foundation line ends at the jawline.
Yeah, you can do that. Let me have you just give me, like, as they are scanning you, as potentially some of the cyberware that you've got it built into you will ping on the scanners. Maybe give me a charisma check of some kind to deflect attention away from that.
So 2 of them are medical conceal, the sensory recorder and the headcom. The aesthetic augmentation is sight, and the cranial jack is touch. But everyone has a cranial jack.
Yeah. So it's really just the one that you've tried to smudge over, the sight one. So it's not going to come off on the sensors. Charisma and perform to act not pretty is what we're doing here. There's one thing that you've been doing for the last several years, and it's acting pretty. You got to do the opposite.
That's a 15, Captain.
Yeah, how are you? Describe that for me.
I think that one thing that Glitch very much is, after the years of being a rich bitch in these sorts of circumstances, and also having been down in various strata of society. She's very good at observing people and how they move and how they hold themselves. So she's used to doing the Instagram presenter kind of posing. She's doing everything that's the opposite of that, like rolling shoulders in, kind of shuffling her feet a little bit, generally making herself as like, don't look at me as possible.
Nice. Vale, how does it look to see yourself being mirrored?
Vale is so internally focused on processing the information they just received and how to communicate that Vale just kind of glances over and just like slight nod of approval, like, yes, good, you have learned, young Padawan, and continues on.
Oh, it's worth noting the guard who is scanning you all down, whose eyes have just glanced over you like you're nothing, Vale, that was one of the people who beat you but a few days hence. His eyes have glided off you. There's not even been the glimmer of recognition. But you recognize him. You recognize the weapon at his side. It's been cleaned.
Yeah, I'll bet it has. Can't leave any evidence.
And the two of you are in. The kitchen is crowded. People are moving to and fro, loading onto beautiful silver trays, peanut butter and jelly finger sandwiches, 2,000 Z bottles of wine into red solo cups, Krask burgers with venison meat. This is the craziest stuff being moved out into this party, and these things are being put into your hands as you are all but shoved out into the next room. That being said, you've got free will. Where are you going?
Is there a shitty job that nobody else ever wants to do that's like schlepping something? Like, is there like, can we be the poor sods that, oh no, we don't want to have to be fetching the ice? We can maneuver our way into something where we can, or like unloading the heavy equipment from the truck. Something where I can get GlitchAngle like in a semblance of privacy for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think least desirable job, and the party is already started. It's not in full rage yet. It's going. The least desirable job is probably going into the bedrooms and delivering
I was gonna
things into the
say.
bedrooms. I can conjure other jobs, but I can't think of anything worse than that.
That's fine. I just need something where we can kind of like team up and have a like semblance of privacy versus having to rotate on opposite trays.
It's moderately easy to spoof a call and just go into a bedroom. They're not in full swing right now. At some point this evening, they will be full at all times. Someone will leave, someone else standing in line will go in. It's not reached that point yet, so you can go into them. Be aware that there are cameras in all places.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely have the bangs and the cap down over my eyes.
Right. We will spoof some level of like, I think it buzzed. We're gonna go check and make sure that the cheap champagne is topped up and the condoms are plentiful. Whatever. And I will grab GlitchAngle and drag her to a bedroom.
I'm gonna ask you all to keep track of your own tokens in this, otherwise it's gonna be complicated for me. But pick a bedroom, any bedroom.
You're guiding which one we go into.
Yeah, I can't move my token, so I can't show you.
It's because I done goofed. Controlled by all players.
It might be me.
Okay.
It might be my bad. Nope,
Okay.
It was me. I got it. I figured it out. We're gonna go to this first one right here.
Right on.
I'm going to come in and I am going to tell Glitch to stay in the alcove of the doorway, where you're out of line of sight of the camera. So
Yeah.
it looks like I'm in here alone.
Okay.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna do a little bit of like fussing around, like I'm checking on things, and then I'm gonna come back kind of to this alcove. And I'm just gonna be like, okay, so a couple of things you need to know, and we need to try to let the others know at some point. Dr. Nguyen died 3 years ago.
What?
I don't know. That's the only information I have. I found a death certificate. It came up in one of my searches. So either the Nguyen... Look, it's not that uncommon of a name. Maybe there's another Nguyen. Or somebody is using his name. Or he faked his death. It could be any number of things. I don't know. But that is what I found in the publicly available information.
Even bets between whether he faked his death or whether Dr. Spine is using his name here.
Second thing, and you're not going to like this, but we're on team background noise, so you're the one who's going to know. If I jack in and this shit goes south, you grab the team and your brother and you fucking run. And you do not come back for me this time. Because if they find me, they are going to know who I am, and they are going to know what I'm doing, and you need to be removed from that shit. I have an auto-kill program that will erase any evidence of the four of you out of any of my logs before it sends the backups to Declan. I didn't make that last time, and that's not a mistake I'm gonna make again. You got me?
I got you. Grab the team, grab Bug, get out.
Great.
Vale,
Do those
since you're-
condoms look appropriately oriented, or like...
Good enough. By
Right.
the time they get here, they don't particularly care.
Great, let's go.
Vale, since you're the one who entered a little bit more fully into the room, could I have you give me a luck saving throw, please?
Sure thing, Sam. Is that a D20?
It's a d20. You're trying to roll higher than your luck saving throw thing.
Okay. That is a 14 over a 12.
Ah, lucky you. Very good. Meanwhile, as that conversation is happening, or just after that conversation's happening, I think you pull your way back into the main hallway to reintegrate yourself into the group. You can see out into the foyer, stacked on, this is new, you haven't seen this in years past, Glitch. Stacked on small tables around the room are statues sculpted of ice sculptures, beautiful. You recognize the figures depicted in these ice sculptures as various wealthy people, not of this generation, but like ancestors of various wealthy people, like the patriarchs of the families who are invited to this very party. Looking through the ice, distorted by the melting water, standing sort of supervising people coming and going in the doorway, is your mother. Is Zarina Van Ness.
I think my heart slams against my ribs. Like, I expected to see her. I just didn't expect her to see her this soon. And just like, I don't stutter step on the steps, but there's definitely that moment of, okay. Yep, cool.
Also coming in at around this time is Eve. As the escort of Snea, you are coming in through the front door. She has taken a high-end drive-on limousine up with just you. She mounts the steps along with everyone else who is coming in more normally. There's a trickle of people coming in. She'll turn to you and say, "Is this your first time at one of these?"
Yes, it is.
Mine too. One of these.
Did your family didn't celebrate?
Oh, my family celebrated. I was several rungs down the... No one displays their 8th child.
Hmm.
At least
There's
not where I'm
mischief
from.
to be had.
I'm interested, she'll say. As you're having this conversation, you're making your way up to the front door. You can see there's a camera. It's keeping an eye on you. You can see there's 2 guards also keeping an eye on you. Eve, is there anything you are trying to get into this party, what you shouldn't be?
I think against what is probably my better judgment, no. I'm not bringing any of my knives. Nothing.
Nice. As you make your way in, you lay eyes on her for the first time, Zarina Van Ness. Her designer jeans are torn with artful precision. She's wearing a fitted plaid shirt and an immaculate baseball cap, like a vision of white mundanity from 60 years ago. an idolized version of like rural Central Valley, California, in the early 21st century. Her eyes glide over you, take in the person whom you are escorting, and say, Miss Juarez, so good of you to come. We haven't seen much of you before. And will sort of like immediately try to sweep her away from you and leave you kind of abandoned on the floor of this building. Where are you going, Eve?
First, I want to get the sense of how does she feel about that? How does Sanea feel about that?
Sanea will sort of roll her eyes at you like duty calls. She's not excited about it.
Okay. But is resigned to it?
Is resigned to it.
Okay.
And she's not being swept far away, just merely over into like the other end of the foyer. It's clear that Mom wants to keep an eye on the entrance as people are showing up.
Good. Okay. I'll give Sanea a wink. And I will... Where do I want to go? I'm gonna go in the big room. This big room over here.
Yeah, the living room has been made up as some kind of a trashy version of a ballroom. There's a band downstairs, there's a DJ upstairs, music is playing. It might be more cringe music or another band of its caliber. It's loud, it's bad, people are dancing and gyrating, servants are coming around with these very, very high-end treats, and drugs as well.
Do I recognize anyone in the room?
Looking around the room. The rich people, you recognize a couple of names from your list. You're able to make out some patriarchs of families. Let's say that Arkhipov is in here, having a loud conversation with a small audience around him.
Okay.
You recognize the escort that he brought in.
Oh no.
She's in your like extended circles.
Okay. I'm gonna just promenade around the room, taking a look at stuff, and see if I can catch her eye.
Yeah, she will glance up at you as you're making your way around the room. And her eyes, she's not giving you like the clear help me signal,
Yeah.
but she doesn't look super comfortable.
Okay. In the telepathic way.
That's the one. Yeah.
That's the one. Try to communicate, I'm here. I am present if you need an out. Kind of a vibe.
She'll nod slightly. She'll do a number of really subtle micro expressions that you recognize as being in this business. The micro expressions, like she'll glance to the drink that's in his hand. She'll glance like towards her own pocket. She's got her own ways out if she needs them.
Cool.
But it's
Understood.
nice to know that she's got a backup person here as well.
Cool.
And you're still promenading the room as you hear gasps around you as the loud sound of a drive-on helicopter moving in towards the helipad in the yard begins to attract everyone's attentions out the window. Lore, and by which I mean to say, August, how are you getting off this helicopter?
Oh, I wait until it lands, obviously.
It's forward-thinking of you.
As there's a wait, making everybody kind of wait to see who's about to step out. And then, engine cut, door slides open, and a very handsome man steps out. His hair is like perfectly coiffed. He has these like piercing blue eyes, and while the suit is ill-fitting, it's tight across his chest, making some of the buttons look like they're not holding on very well. And he strolls up with a Roomba, kind of like almost like satchel bag across his chest, and then looks back towards Kevin.
Kevin, yeah, tell him about it.
All right, we're here, Mr. Mayweather. I'll remember where we parked.
Good.
And to
Good
be
of
clear,
you,
the
sir.
drive-on is going to move away so that other helicopters can land, but you've got enough wealth that you can have it orbit around, hover around, and be on call if you need to bring it back down.
Yeah, and we will start walking up.
Nice. Going in through the main entrance, I will ask the two of you, is there anything you are trying to get in, what you shouldn't? Then I'm just going to bring it down to this. Abe, you are wearing a lot of fake cyberware. I'm going to need you, or someone, to give me some kind of charisma roll to get this past the guards. I'm going to give you an extra boon right off the bat, though, because Lore, August, is drawing so much attention that even the guard who is scanning you is not really paying close attention.
All right, that's a 2d6, no?
It's a 2d6. It's going to be a 3d6 keep highest too, because
Thank
I'm
you.
giving you the advantage. It's going to be charisma, and it's going to be
Prefer?
perform-ish.
Is there any way I could?
I'm looking at the 3 skills you have and not seeing one that I think is better than that.
You're right.
Sorry, is there any way you could?
Be a little bit of a distraction, maybe talking to the guards, because I'm sure they're also waving me down, kind of thing.
They are. I'm already giving Abe a bonus die. Sure. Lord, give me a roll too.
Okay, can I do charisma talk?
Please.
Okay.
Let it fly. That's an 8 for Mr. Costner.
Alright. See if Lore can make that a little bit better. Whew. Here's the thing.
Damn it.
Here's the situation. Here's the motherfucking thing of it. It's not, Lore. It's not that you're doing your job badly. You are playing the
Sure.
role of this boisterous arms dealer very, very well. I think that, like, as you were gesticulating, as you were showing off your magnificent pectoral muscles and, like, all of the thing, you actually just, like, bop Abe a little bit, and the piece that he has on his face full on, like, wiggles. Like, it doesn't fall off like a bad stage mustache, but it definitely, like a bad, like, Star Trek prop, like, wiggles off of his face. Not off, but on his face. The guard who's looking at you will double take, and that's enough that I'm going to put the suspicion meter on the map for us all to look at.
Fuck.
This is a 4-tick suspicion meter. I'm going to put it on 1 tick as Abe. They're watching you.
You see something you like, homie? We could go in one of the private rooms.
Never while I'm on duty, sir. And you are able to make it in, albeit having gained some suspicion. Let me drop y'all on the map. Where do you guys want to head off to, Lore and Abe?
I think for now, Laura's gonna stick to this kind of main. If I could pick up my own character thingy. Am I also dumb? I got it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's me. Yep. I'm gonna be in the main room, kind of looking at these statues.
Yeah, you see the dripping elite all around you, the substance of them beginning to pool on the floor underneath. Occasionally, one of the house servants will come by and mop up a little bit, but they're mostly holding together. Whatever the goal of these things, they have to at least last longer in the evening than they have. Hushed whispers are beginning to come around as you enter into the room. You are, after all, August Mayweather. Someone's gonna come up to you. I don't know that you studied the list of names, so it's just some famous person. Um, and is going to like put a hand on your shoulder, real familiar like, and be like, "Ah, August Mayweather, as I live and breathe. Ah, it's good to see you. It's good to see you indeed."
It's good to see you as well, sir. Assuming it's a man. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a man. This is my man
Yeah.
voice. Sorry, yeah, so it's a good to ask, but yes. Manvoice.mpg.
I apologize. I don't quite know your name. I'm very new to the city, and you are.
It's Canizaro, of course.
Nice to meet you, sir.
He'll kind of be gesturing you down the stairs, just to
Sure.
have a little bit more privacy for a conversation. There's piles of people down the stairs, but if anything, there's more volume there. Cringe. So he's gonna try to get you downstairs for a little convo. Are you going with?
Sure.
Abe, are you going
Yeah.
with?
Where Mr. Mayweather goes, I go.
Right on. Sorry, you were yapping. Tell me what you're telling me, Laura.
Yeah, it would have been they're starting to walk down and she would have gestured to Abe to follow, but at a distance a little bit.
The man who you're talking to, Kenazara, will say, "So, you're here for the business, yes?"
I am here for whatever piques my interest. What business do you have to talk about?
Oh, you don't know yet.
New to the city. I've been around, but I haven't heard a lot about everybody's stuff yet. I've been enjoying myself as one were. New to the
Oh,
city, have to see the nightlife.
my friend, you are going to find so much to enjoy here. Perhaps pleasure before business, and
Hmm.
after we are done enjoying the various treats that this party has to offer. He's wearing like rags essentially, but like perfectly displayed around him rags of velvet.
Mm.
He's saying afterwards, you can tell me what horse I should bet, what
Mm.
horse I should back.
Of course. What kind of pleasure did you have in mind?
Well, perhaps some cringe.
Hmm.
Uh, and he'll take you down the stairs. Meanwhile, uh, Glitch and Vale, you have emerged from the bedroom. Mom is still holding down the fort in the foyer. What's the play?
I think there are two things that I would be doing when Vale was doing the last bits of fussing. I want to send out a quick message to the pagers. We would have, and I think we can do this as a flashback if you would like. I don't think that we would have had. How do I phrase this? I think we would have set the pagers to be buzz only and not like making a chime.
Yes, you set the pagers to stun and not to kill.
Yes, exactly.
They will buzz. They will buzz in your pockets. You can do that. You can smuggle the pagers in. Honestly, the guards wouldn't even know what they were if you told them.
Truly. So I will send the message.
Oh, and sorry, one last point of order. I want to stick one more guard on the map. There is a guard, sort of inconspicuously in this hallway, making sure no one goes back here where they're not supposed to go.
Sure.
This hallway being this hallway. Go
That
for it.
hallway.
Glitch.
Got it. Okay. I would send the message out to the other three, well, the group chat basically, to say, Nguyen died 3 years ago, unsure who's wearing his name. The other thing that I'm curious about is a thing that I should have checked on as soon as we came within range. Am I back in the system?
One, how are you going to check on that? Two, I'm going to say that you are getting a feed in your head that you can transmit to Vale. Bug, he's somewhere upstairs, and he is sending you sound files from family dinner. He's like, I wasn't able to get a whole lot of conversation. We don't talk a lot during family dinner, but there was certainly a lot of like you servant bring over the whatever. So I hope this is enough for you to reconstitute whatever you need to reconstitute, and he'll download that into you. Glitch, how are you trying to figure out if you're in control of these systems?
Not whether or not I'm in control of them, but kind of like I that's not my goal at the moment. It's more like when you have a device that has connected to a Wi-Fi before that comes back within range. Does my phone connect to the home Wi-Fi, basically?
Yes, they have not changed this since you left. You don't think they've changed this in your life, really. The degree of security here is high in some ways, but not high in that way.
Well, sure, because the only people who get access to that are family, and family doesn't betray each other, not in the Van Ness.
That's right. There'd be consequences if that were to happen.
Truly.
So what that means is it's not that you can necessarily like tap into systems freely, but you could certainly have some minor control over machines. Now that we're in here, now that you've seen multiple floors, I'm going to say there are a lot of things that would count as machines as far as hackability would be concerned. 32, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
We're not going to be able to move around this map here very soon.
Yeah, anyway, those are all the sorts of things that count as machinery in terms of you could jack into them, you could maybe control them by talking them, exercise machinery in the exercise room, laundry machinery in the laundry room, the elevators, the bathtubs, the automatic fireplaces, things like that. If any of them's not intuitive, let me know and I'll answer questions.
Okay.
Can
So,
I make a suggestion?
please.
There's something in the kitchen that might be voice activated. Try just casually saying whatever the activation phrase would be as we walk through to get trays and see if it responds.
Yeah, that's a good call. But I will, like, before we leave the room, when Vale comes to me, I'm gonna like pull them close enough to me that I can whisper in their ear without the camera catching it. I'm still hooked in.
Depending on where we can go, which is going to be hard because there's cameras everywhere. We might have to get crafty because I've got a program, I don't know if it'll work. It might be not advanced enough. But if I can spoof through you, I might be able to tell the system that I'm allowed in.
We won't know until we try. And if we need to get someone to throw some underwear over some cameras.
I think it just depends on how fast we gotta go. If we can wait till the party heats up, we might be able to manufacture an accident that pulls a plug. If we can pull one point of connection on this daisy chain, that's gonna give me a better sense of how they're rigged.
Yeah. Well.
Other possibility, if we can find some way to get me up into the head attic, I might be able to use your nanny bot if she's still up there.
So that,
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. So that's a question that I have for you, Sam. Annalise knows this house.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, not every square inch, because there were some areas that children were just not allowed, but the playroom was their domain for a while.
Absolutely.
Are there ways that a particularly crafty child or an agile adult could use to come and go from the attic if needed?
Oh, yeah. I mean, so the obvious way up is there's one staircase. It's this back staircase. It's the servants' staircase. So you have pretty good access to it from the parts of the house that you're in, though obviously there are a couple different layers of cameras that would potentially see you if you just walked up those stairs. The best way in your childhood to get there is probably so like
If I hear
There's,
the
like,
words
you've got-
rose trellis, I'm going to be annoyed.
Yeah. I mean, literally, you've got this covered patio, right? Like,
Yeah.
it is attached to your bedroom.
Uh-huh.
If you climb up sort of around outside this covered patio, there's a window in the playroom. You maybe did that once or twice. It's super dangerous. Like, it's not the... Maybe that's where you got experience from, like, leaping from freeways onto abandoned buildings.
Sure.
It's probably the best way if you don't want to use like the I don't know, like the dumbwaiter system, right? Like that's obviously a kid could cram themselves into the dumbwaiter system that uses the same machinery as the elevators. So it's probably turned off today.
Probably, but do I think that I would be able to voice access to get past that shutdown and turn it on briefly?
Maybe.
Okay. I will pass that along to Vale, all of that along to Vale as fast as I can. It's like, I know you can scrunch down real small.
Yeah, but my dexterity's in the toilet. It's probably worse since I was dead for a hot minute. Do you think your brother could order room service because he's not feeling well?
Yeah, I think I could do that. So, yeah, I can reach out to Bug and be like, if you call for room service, it'll be me coming up.
Got it. That would get you at least onto the second floor. There's a guard watching the top of the stairs. He'll tell you. I've just been hanging out up here, making sure that no one comes up. There's a guard. There is 2 guards at the top of the stairs, making sure no one comes up. But the room service, the dumbwaiter would put you behind where the guards are watching. I'd have to come out. It would expose me a little bit.
We can send him up a tray with a USB. He can plug it in somewhere in his room. That gives me an access point.
I'll ping.
It's not good, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I'll ping that to him.
Okay. I will go to the dumbwaiter, which is here next to the elevator, and get ready to receive a delivery.
You got it. To the kitchen.
The 2 of you make your way to the kitchen. There's a lot of people moving around, loading up trays. The only difficulty of this, assuming that your voice works, is just doing it subtly enough that no one is walking past wondering, no servant or servant boss is walking past wondering what you are doing in that moment.
What is it that's voice activated in the kitchen?
Like the whole like dishwasher dryer system, the whole food cookery system. Like you've got cooks, but fairly frequently you'd want a snack in the middle of the night, or
Sure.
something where there's not a cook around, and there's like the 3D printer of basic foods that's voice activated.
Okay. I'm gonna go past and keep an eye out just for like anyone who's nearby. And if there's a moment where people aren't looking, this might actually make a really interesting distraction. Is there a voice activated way for me to turn the dishwasher on?
Yeah, I mean it's just like dishwasher on in your voice, right?
Yeah. So if there's a moment where people aren't looking at me, I would get close enough. I would get within the range that I know I need to be at and say that.
Okay, I want you to give me maybe a notice wisdom roll to get the timing right, or if you prefer some kind of like wisdom stealth roll, whichever one of those is better.
Neither of them are good. That's
Good.
that's not true. Wisdom notice is better than my sneak.
Okay, we'll use wisdom notice then. Basic level of difficulty.
12, apparently.
You stick the landing on the timing. No one even sees you over there. Get your tokens over there so we can track who's where in what moment.
Yeah.
You get the dishwasher on. A cluster of servants is going to immediately come over and try to like just figure out what's going wrong over there. So you've drawn attention into that kitchen and out of the hallway leading into the kitchen.
Excellent. With that distraction, as it glitches, I'll set up a quick tray and take it over to the dumbwaiter. And as we're getting close to the dumbwaiter, just like tip the lid up enough to give Vale the USB point, the point to put the USB point. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say.
You tilt it, and Vale does a like flurry of hands, like they're making sure it's perfectly arranged, which is sliding the USB into a bread roll or some bullshit, like whatever it needs to be. Um,
Vale, could you give me a notice roll as well?
absolutely.
Wisdom and. As you are shoving the food, the USB into the bread roll. Cool.
That's a 4.
As you are shoving the USB into the bread roll, um, you are getting a ping glitch. It is Bug. He's saying, something pinged? Something pinged. Something in the systems. I got an alert that you triggered something. I got an alert that your voice triggered something. I did not know that that was going to be there. I did not know that there was anything like that.
It's okay. Now we know. And now we get to deal with that.
Meanwhile, Eve, what you up to? You can see that Arkhipov is still only 1 or 2 drinks in, so he is relatively maintaining his civility. More people are coming in, more strange gyrations. It seems that the way that rich people greet each other on Doolittle Day is literally like shouting in each other's faces, like gripping each other's shoulders and being like, good to see you. So there's a lot of just like volume and weird dancing. What are you up to?
The volume is a lot. Eve feels the pager go off and is going to head toward the first bathroom by where Mom is.
Mom's gone.
And Mom's gone.
You missed the moment when she wasn't there anymore, but
Okay.
she's not there anymore. You don't have eyes on her.
Okay. Do I see Sinea?
No, you don't see Sinea either.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. You're going to the bathroom?
No, yeah, I'm going into the bathroom, into the toilet that has no camera. And I'm going to
Oh.
shut the door and look at the pager and see that. And page back, not that anybody's gonna be able to look at it without being seen. But page back, mother not in foyer. And just take a breath, take a moment, and I want to look around for father. I want to, if I can, try to find Glitch's dad.
Yeah, you could give me a notice wisdom as well.
Cool.
Unless there's a different skill you'd like to deploy.
Wisdom notice is fine. Mostly because I get a +2 when I do that.
That is the way to be. That is correct.
That's a 9.
9. So I will tell you this. You haven't seen him on this floor poking your head down. You don't see him on the floor below, but you're seeing doors to bedrooms sort of like open and close as people are going in and out. You're tracking that. The library door, you're pretty sure hasn't opened. And there is a bit of, in your professional medical opinion, pipe smoke easing out from underneath that doorway.
Okay. Okay. Knowing that I think I'm gonna go downstairs and look around for Sinea. I have an idea, but I need a partner.
All right, allowing that same notice check to play through, I am going to say that, yeah, you go downstairs and you kind of brush past the scene where Lore and Abe are. And you see that Mom has taken Sinea into the wine cellar for kind of a more quiet conversation. It's probably not a place where people would have been allowed, except if you're with Mother, if you're with Zarina Van Ness. You're allowed to go wherever the hell you want.
Hmm.
You can see through the cracked door that they're in there talking to each other. Mother looks a bit distracted.
Okay. Distracted by Sinea or distracted by something else? Like she's not
Distracted
in
from Sinea, yes.
from Sinea. Okay. Uh, I'm going to walk into the wine cellar and up to Sinea and just say, "Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you."
Sinea will look to you and be like, ah, Mrs. Van Ness, I really must. And uh, Zarina Van Ness will just kind of like,
I will introduce myself to Mrs. Van Ness. I'm gonna try to keep her here. Is my goal. I don't want her to
oh,
leave. I want to keep her here.
oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Well, how are you introducing yourself to her?
I will hold out my hands and shout at her as I've seen so many do today. Kind of in that like awkward, I'm pretending that I am doing this because this is what the poors do, right? And just say, "Hello! It's lovely to meet you, Mrs. Van Ness."
Yes, I'm sure it is. Lovely to meet you as well. What was your name, dear?
Eve.
Eve. It is my pleasure to meet you. You are here with Miss Juarez, yes?
Indeed, yes. What a lovely wine cellar.
She'll note Miss Juarez leaving. She'll say to you, she'll look like she's going to try to leave. She'll say to you, if you'll excuse me, I've got a piece of business to attend to. How are you going to try to lock her down here?
I was trying to keep her down here with Sinea because she doesn't want to talk to me. She wants to talk to Sinea.
Oh, I see. You're going to not let Snail leave either. You're literally blocking everyone into this room.
I'm trying to
In some
continue
capacity.
the conversation, but if it feels like I can't feasibly do that without arousing suspicion, then I don't want to do that.
I'll say this, it's going to be hard. What you can see is that Sinea doesn't want to be here,
Yeah.
and Zarina doesn't want to be here for entirely different reasons. Both of them want to not be in this room right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can try to glue them together just through sheer charm and force of will.
I don't want to do that. I'm gonna hope that she gets caught up with what's happening on the stairs with Lore. I have no
Which she?
idea what that is, but
Sorry, which she are you hoping is going to get caught up on the stairs?
that mom
Got it.
if she needs to leave, if she's gonna leave, then I feel like if I can't keep her here. She's gonna know that something is weird. So
Okay.
I'm gonna let her go.
With the same notice roll, you see her leave and not head up the stairs, but head towards the back area of the house.
Damn it.
Meanwhile, Lore, Abe, you've been kind of boogieing on the stairs. Your guy Canizaro has kept you there. He'll say, "So you're in you're on the weapons business, yes? That's what I know about you. That's what everyone knows about you."
Yes. You get a lot of used weapons from the battles in the East.
Of course, Canadian overstock. I understand.
Sure.
He'll say, "So let's call a spade here in the non-racist way." Well, let's retract that. He'll say, let's be up front here. I know why you're here, and you know why I know why you're here, and I want to know. I've got a lot of money writing, or I could have a lot of money writing. Who's gonna win?
Ooh. Is this about, and I think I've been hearing about this, there's a few gangs having spats.
Yes, we've let the children out to play.
Interesting.
Nevertheless, I'm no prognosticator, and whoever's pulling the strings behind this certainly isn't telling me. But maybe they're telling you, or maybe you've got your thumb on a scale.
Oh. I've only been here for a few days. You think I have that level already? I'm flattered.
Please, don't toy with me. I know who you are, August Mayweather. I know your reputation. You wouldn't be here if you weren't choosing a king, and I want to know who that king is going to be. And I won't
Ooh.
take no for an answer.
Oh, but I like to hold all my cards close to my chest.
He will pull out of his pocket, and he's got a tiny pocket in this like rags that he's artfully wearing, just like a fistful, just like a literal fistful of Z chips.
Oh, I'm so curious. Who's your horse bet on?
Well, I don't like to bet before I've got full information, so maybe I'll say something, and you'll give me just like a little like one of these, or one
Yeah,
of these,
sure.
like a bobble up and down, or a bobble left and right.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can do that.
the jacks.
She nods.
All right. That's who you're supplying.
Supplying more than the others, for sure.
Yes, 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 naturally. He'll say, the popular money is on, oh, what do you call them? Those children in the roads, the mazers.
Oh, yeah, the new kids.
The new kids, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Interesting.
you and I know that traditions need to be upheld,
Of course.
and backing traditions wins every time.
It does.
I've enjoyed that we've had this little conversation. He'll say, I'll be very disappointed if it turns out that your information is wrong. But you
That's
wouldn't
a
be wrong
risk.
because you're August Mayweather.
No, I wouldn't be wrong, because I am August Mayweather.
Ha! He'll grab a like a handful, not the hand that's holding the money, but he'll grab a
Sure.
handful of like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and just like shovel them into his mouth, like peanut butter like sticking between his teeth as he's talking with you. He'll wash it down with 2000Z wine.
Impressive.
Abe, what are you doing during all of this?
Mainly just reacting to everything being said. It's loud here, right? The band's playing, music's happening, various other activities are afoot in rooms.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
So, like, outside of this guy's notice, he leans over to Lore and goes, "Hey, kid, just to let you know, if this becomes a shooting fight, I'm taking him down first."
And Abe, sorry, go for it, Laura.
There would just be like a slight nod.
Abe, you are also in a pretty good position to check your pager and get that information from earlier, since you're a little bit off to the side, not being directly observed. I want to swing it, unless Abe, there's something else you wanted to do, I want to swing it back around to Glitch. I know we're a little bit over time. We're near a good cliffhanger, I think. I feel it.
Not surprising
Glitch.
at all. Yes.
You know that, you know what Bug has said. You know that that a ping has come out based on your voice activation codes. You know that is probably going to raise the suspicion level now, and then just continue raising the suspicion level until it hits the top. So this has gone from a clock to a ticking clock. What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to get the tray into the dumbwaiter and get that up to Bug. That is paramount.
Yeah, it's going up. Bug is grabbing it. Bug's gonna try to get it back to his room to plug it into his camera, for lack of something better, just like the device that's in his room. Okay, unless someone tells him otherwise.
No, camera's good.
Yeah, anything else, Glitch?
I think at that point, I would take the gamble and work to be as far away from where that ping happened as fast as possible.
Okay.
Because there was
Which way are you
a lot of confusion around it, and if I am just not there, hopefully it was too confusing for the camera to pick up. Where am I going? I think I would scoop up a tray of hors d'oeuvres, the, you know, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, the far too overdone Oreos and little cups of milk. And I would like make eye contact with Vale and be like, I'm moving, and come off in this direction.
All right. You head down towards the main party with a plate of hors d'oeuvres. Vale, Bug will say to you, okay, the guards definitely, the guards were acting kind of weird as I went out there and grabbed the thing and came back. They definitely didn't notice me, but they're anyway, I've got it.
How are we communicating with Bug? Remind me.
Bug
Are
can
we?
speak through headcoms. If you have headcoms, he can do that.
I was just double checking. I believe
He's not on the pager network, but he can radio to you.
No, I was to say I believe with my prosthetics, I think I have that ability. We're gonna say yes for now, and we can redact
we'll
this later. Yeah,
he can certainly talk to Glitch, and Glitch can mutter things before she runs out of the room.
great. Cool. And he's gonna plug into a camera.
Yeah, he'll plug into the camera. You can roll me a programming roll now if you would like to. You are trying to access this remotely. Because he's plugged you into it, though, I'll split the difference to say you're only rolling at -1.
Okay. So that's a -1, but plus my programming skill.
Yeah. Plus
Okay.
the programming.
No,
plus,
just
yeah.
I will ask before I hit this. We do have a bite. We are toward the end of the night. Do you want me to use this here?
100%.
This is definitely either the last roll or the second to last roll of the session. So
Well, that's
we'll
why
see.
I was like, is this where we want to burn it? Because I do have good programming, so... Okay. 36, keep high as 2. That is a minus because I am remote, but my intelligence is a +1 and my programming is a +2, so that's still going to give me a +2. That is an 11.
Glory be.
Okay, so you enter remotely into the milieu of the Van Ness family estate. You don't know if all of the systems work like this. Maybe it's just the cameras. You are in a hall of mirrors, funhouse mirrors reflecting yourself, reflecting the visions from the cameras, reflecting strange sensor echoes of the past, all around you, all rotating like an impossibility. That's the first thing you notice. The second thing you notice is that the camera is the connection leading back further in the cameras. You know that these are strung up like Christmas lights. Bug's room must be the end of the string. There's only a connection going one way back. So he's the end of a line.
Okay.
I mentioned that because you are also aware that Bug's camera is deactivated. Somewhere further upstream, the camera feed has been cut.
Oh. Okay. So I can see his camera feed, but I can't access anything else.
You can't even see his camera feed. You know that you are in the camera system. Sorry, you can see you can see reflective things. You know that you are in his camera.
But I'm only in his camera.
Yeah, because something further has been upstream has been cut. Essentially, everything downstream is non-functional. You can flow up and down, but data isn't flowing up and down.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my virtual Veil token somewhere up there.
That's fine. No, Vale's gonna jack out almost immediately.
Okay,
As soon as I see that I'm not connected,
as
soon as I see that I'm not connected, I'm gonna pop out. Based on what I remember of the map, or what I can pull up of the map in my internal processing, I have a pretty good suspicion of where the deactivation point might have been. Could be wrong. Often am.
Interested in the
But
theory? What's the play?
uh I'm gonna grab a tray of literally anything. Very bespoke sea salt truffle potato chips in little tiny foil bags. Grab it, start spinning through. I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna like swing by Glitch and do a maneuver like I'm gonna trade my full tray for her less full tray.
Uh-huh.
And as I do that, I'm gonna kind of lean in and be like, are your bodyguards gonna stop somebody's secret girlfriend? Did you ever sneak somebody up to your room?
Not like that, but yes.
Okay, but like, if I go up screaming and crying for Charlie because he left me down there to talk to all these people that I don't know, are they gonna let me by? Or are they gonna stop me?
You have to have the right clothes on. You're not in the right clothes right now, but we can ping him.
I can be.
Do that. I'll ping him.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, understood.
I'm gonna swap trays and I'm gonna go. This might be a weird crossing path. I think Eve's already downstairs. But I think I'm gonna do the same thing where I'm gonna like. No, I'm not gonna do the bathroom. That's too obvious. If somebody goes in, a different person comes out. I'm gonna go outside like I'm getting something from the van.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna deck around behind the van, and I am gonna yank off my catering uniform down to my gender nondescript but very hot lingerie.
With lots of pockets.
There's so many pockets.
The true gender is pockets.
Yeah, it's the only gender that matters.
No
it's
gender,
pockets.
only pockets.
I am going to. I don't know what I find. If it's fucking dirt from the garden, I will grab it. I'm gonna like smudge what looks like, crazy like sad eyeliner on, kind of what I look like in real life now, and then I am gonna do a full bore like crying girl in the bathroom stagger stumble up toward the stairs, and I'm gonna see if I can get to the second floor.
Nice.
This is a bad play, but this is what we're doing.
It's a terrible
It's the
play.
play. Glitch, you're at the bottom of the stairs, so you're able to kind of have eyes on this as it's happening, or at least on the main level stairs.
Yeah. And I will ping Bug to be like, you have an incoming fake girlfriend. Please play along.
Yeah. I want to really quick swing by the Eve, Lore, Abe section. You know where Mom has gone. You don't know where she's going, but she's going there with a great deal of intention. I'm going to give you a chance to do something about it if you want to, or get anywhere else that you want to be. I'll say that August has finished haranguing you, Lore. Sorry, August. You are August. Canizaro has finished haranguing you, August. He has gone down to harangue someone else. So you, for the first time in this party, kind of have the staircase and Abe to yourself. You can see up the stairs Vale in new disguise kind of like making their way up higher. Sobbing in Vale.
Abe clocks that. Jesus fucking Christ. It's like they want to die. Anyways, look, Laura, I'm gonna hit the head. I'm gonna go reconstruct this thing into what it actually is. Don't wait
Sure.
up. And Abe ducks over to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Laura's gonna-
Downstairs bathroom?
Sure. Whatever's easily accessible.
Yeah. There's going to be 3 more dice rolls before the session ends in the next
shit.
2 minutes. Laura's going to what?
Laura's gonna keep mingling now that she knows that there's a connection to the gang wars here. Kind of trying to learn more about that, find out who other people are backing to see if she's betting on the right horse. Or he's
Yeah.
betting on the right horse.
Yeah. You want to roll me, connect
Oh,
or something?
God. No, because my rolls are shit, Sam.
Say, if it's a different skill, it's a different skill, but I feel like it's probably charisma and connect to try to talk nerdy to these people. And by nerdy, I mean violent.
Well,
While that's
Laura's-
happening, Ray, I want you to give me a luck check. It's a D20. It's a saving throw. You're trying to roll higher than your luck. Lord, tell me
Hey,
what you're telling me.
yeah, can I do charisma talk then if I'm talking violence and that is my love language?
Yes, do charisma talk. You talk sweet, sweet violence to these extremely rich men and women and non-binary assholes.
Motherfucker!
Ooh, Lore, you know the information is in this room. You can smell it. The people who are backing one or more of these gangs, all of the connections, all of the web is here underneath your nose. If only you had a bite left to spend on it. But you don't. It's out of your grasp. People assume you already know, and they're having a hard time talking straight to you. While that's happening, Abe, if someone's watching through the cameras, they're not watching that bathroom right now. Vale, give me an intelligence and fix roll to see how well you put that camera together. Eve, what are you doing right now?
Eve is gonna stay as far away from all of this business as she possibly can to attach herself to the anonymity of arriving separate from everyone. So if anything else goes wrong with any of the other teams, she can be here and maybe find more information.
Got it. Got a room you want to be in?
Yep, I'll be in the cringe room.
Okay, cringe is playing loudly. People are enjoying themselves and having a good time. Same question to you, Laura. If you want to move into a different room, you can. We've reached the point of the evening where one of the main events is happening, which is the ice statues are being taken from the main room to the fireplaces and being hurled into them as jets of flame are blowing up. This is what poor people do to rich people, right? Melt them. That's the metaphor that's being played out here. This is what we would do if we were poor to the rich. We would melt them and drink them. As that's happening, Vale, I need you to roll me a charisma perform check.
Only my best skills, of course. I did get a 9 on the how well I set up that gun for
The
Ray.
gun is together.
Saying that for the
Thank
audio.
you. Yeah, Abe, your gun is locked and loaded in the bathroom.
Thank fuck. Laundra, use the bite.
Yes. Are you guys sure? Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
use
Did
the
you
bite.
get another one? Did you get another one?
We got a late
Yeah.
breaking bite, yes.
Late breaking.
Uh-huh.
Okay, then I'm gonna do that because I do have a -1 to this roll. My charisma is flat, but my perform is shockingly for a fucking drug addict not good. Oh, sorry, and I did the syntax wrong, so
It's all good.
No,
Do what
just,
you gotta do.
No, just full suspense as we wait to see
Full
how
suspense.
this goes.
Anticipation. As you stumble your way
That's a fucking
up the
6,
stairs
homie.
to try to distract these guards, right? So you are performing gender and relationship in ways that are, I think, perhaps very alien to Vale. You look the part. You've got something that's working for you and something that's working against you, which is that the guards who you encounter at the top of the stairs look zonked out of their minds. Their eyes, their cyber eyes, are fuzzy. They aren't standing up really as straight as you think that they would want to be. So they're going to see you there,
Oh no.
and they are going to, together, just sort of reflexively, escort you in the direction of Bug's room. Which is bad because it means
No.
you've got 2 guards on you. But which is good because it means there's no one at the top of these stairs anymore. Glitch, I think you are singularly aware of that based on your current positioning.
I am. And if that's the case, I'm going to run. I'm going to run from my room.
Yeah. You charge up the stairs. Give me one last roll. This is the luck check for these cameras down here. As you sort of break character a little bit, you're rolling over your luck ability. Saving throw is the word I'm looking for.
18
Great.
over a 12.
Cameras don't see you as you run upstairs, and perhaps the upstairs cameras are not on anymore. At least some of them aren't. as you run into your childhood bedroom. It is unchanged since the time that you left it. Things where you left them behind. It has been dusted, cleaned, perfectly preserved. The one thing in here that you don't recognize is a woman about your age, with a sort of familiar facial features and coloration. She's wearing leather and a hoodie. She's dressed the part here. There are tattoos, like blue hands, long fingered, as if gripping her face from above. I thought you'd come, Anna, she'll say to you.
Do I recognize this person?
Vaguely? She looks similar. You're like scanning through your banks. She'll say, excuse me, I'm sorry. My name is Destiny Nguyen. And we'll end our session there.
Motherfucker! Okay. I'm literally speechless at the moment. I apologize.
Thanks, friends, for joining us for Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog. This is where my producer brain kicks in, even though I don't actually own this channel. Thank you for being here. Sam, what the fuck? We'll talk about it later.
We got one more session left, y'all.
One more session,
absolutely
baby.
do.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank you all
You
so
got
much. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Thank you all so much for being here. Next week is the finale. Do not miss it. It's gonna be fucking wild. If Sam and us have anything to say about it, Sam, I need to have a conversation with you later about a thing. So we will reconvene a week from tonight in order to wrap up season 1. Not much else going on the channel until Tuesday. Check out the Discord for the schedule. And until we meet again, friends, I hope that your journey back through the mushroom circles is more calm and peaceful than I'm feeling right now. And until we meet again, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you all very soon. We're going to raid out to Jenna's online, tell her I say hi. Good night, everyone.